That's it. The little blue bar says that we're live. Today is Thursday, the 17th of May, 2018, and we're waiting for Astral to wake up. He went for a kip, a 10-minute snooze. What do you call those? What do we call them now?
Power nap.
That's it, a power nap. And so we're waiting for him to wake up from his power nap. Patricia's here, and we've got Flat Earth Dude here. And
Patricia,
very
sorry. How you doing?
Oh, there he is. He did come on. Astral, we did.
I told
you made it.
I'll be there.
I was just telling everybody you were in a power nap.
Power nap, yeah. 10 minutes, it's enough.
It's enough.
10 minutes is enough, yeah.
Your screen blue, Astral.
Yeah, because I would like to show some blue sunshine.
All right. Well,
no, I can take it away if you want. And
what? Oh, you did. Astral, look at him. He's naked.
Not naked. All right. Yeah.
Anyway, we've come on today, and we've got Flat Earth Dude with us. And Flat Earth Dude, what happened to you?
well, a while back, on my first Flat Earth Dude channel, which I've had for, I don't know, 6 years, but I was called something else at one time. It was called Dude's Daily Drink. And I had some videos on there. I was just messing around with it, but the guy that I was doing that with, he quit. So I kept the channel, turned it into a Flat Earth Dude channel a couple of years ago, and I got community guideline strikes for playing a Disney clip or something.
Hey, Tommy's joined us as well. Flat Earth Dude, Tommy's with us.
All right, Tommy, how you doing, man?
Tommy Rogers.
Cool.
Good afternoon.
What's up, dude?
Hello, Tommy. Flat Earth Dude is just telling us what happened to him. So go on, Flat Earth Dude.
So my first Flat Earth Dude channel went down because of the Disney strike, and there was no live streaming for 90 days. And then the next morning it told me you can't even upload videos for 90 days. So it was completely dead. And so the only thing I can do with that is just kind of use it like I'm talking to you for like a Google Hangout or something. And then I started up FE Dude a few weeks ago, so I could do my live streaming on Thursdays, and whenever. Sometimes I just drive around and talk like I'm doing right now. But I've been doing live stream on it, and last night Tommy and I were on just hanging out, and we had Flat Earth. What is it? Uber Flat Earth. He was on with us, and we were just talking some stuff. But I mistakenly put the link in the chat, and that got me in trouble, man. Somebody porn bombed us, and it was immediately I got a notification from Google like 10 seconds later.
It's can I?
Wow.
Flat Earth Dude. Sorry, it's strange, isn't it, that immediately you got
immediately.
Yeah, exactly. It's strange because when it happened to us on the Sun and Moon, that was playing for some time. I mean, I was like, what's going on? Stop, Karen, stop it, weren't it? And it was like, what? It's weird.
Just to explain to people, I couldn't stop it. My whole panel was frozen.
Yeah.
I couldn't eject him. I couldn't get off. I was dying. And eventually I managed to actually get it to turn off. But I was like, what do I do? I just won't do anything. Anyway, carry on, Astral.
Yeah, but I find it's strange that what happened with Flat Earth Dude, he got immediately, boom, censored, taken out, whereas other people, they can go on for a bit or even survive like Sun and Moon did, luckily enough. But it's there is no A, B, C to the whole schism of it. Like, if you understand what I mean, there is no like 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3. There isn't anything like that. It's just like, yeah, do we delete this guy or not, or do we delete this person or not? Where is the do you understand what I'm saying or trying to say? How
I had no
I
control on my
do they
panel
decide?
whatsoever.
Sorry, go on.
So I had no control on my panel. Eventually, I managed to actually kill it, but it took me ages, and I was frozen. I didn't have any control. They did.
Yeah, it's like driving on ice. If you've ever experienced that, yeah, you're in the car, you've got control, but you have no control. You know, there you go.
So
Anyway,
immediately,
yeah, you must be so disappointed.
I got shut down, or I got a notification that it was a community guideline strike. I made a little video about it this morning. And I tried
Yeah, so everybody in the chat room, subscribe to Flat Earth Dude 3.
3.0. 3.0.
Yeah, and remember to subscribe to Tommy Rogers, whatever Tommy's channel is. I don't know that. Off heart, and also to the Sun and Moon group. Everyone needs to subscribe to each and every channel. Anything.
Exactly.
Can I just say one thing as well? Can I just say one thing? Just suits me, digressing just from this topic, because we're going to go back to Flat Earth Dude in a second. But just for everybody who's coming in the chat room who watches this video on YouTube now, I get a lot of questions that are withheld. And I'm just wondering if people don't realise that they think they're sub to Sun and Moon and they're not. Because we know that YouTube do things. They unsub people. So everybody, if you think you're subscribed to Sun and Moon, just check to see whether you actually are. Because these messages are all coming in withheld. And as far as I can see, the withheld messages are all those people who are not subscribed. But anyway.
Right.
And I would also say, like, one thing to all the people that are subscribed, it doesn't matter which channel you're subscribed to, unsubscribe, see that it's unsubscribed, and then subscribe again. And it subscribes again, because that way you make sure, yeah, I'm in it now. This is definitely hitting, if you understand what I'm saying. Just do it, you know. It's probably a good thing to do, actually, you know, every now and again, you know, just to make sure you still are active, still things are working, the connections between YouTube, yourself, and your fan base, you know, your viewers are still working. So yeah, rant over.
Thanks, Astral. Yeah. Where are you?
Wow.
Looks nice.
You know, I'm up at the local horse stables. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I like to come up here a couple times a year and just see the horses.
Well, I like them cars there, man. They're cool.
I'll walk over and say
more or less.
We'll say hi to a couple of horses.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I'll go over there. Anyway, so yeah, I got immediately striked out. No live streaming, 90 days. And
so disappointing. So sorry.
There's no recourse, like you said. I tried to click on the link to dispute it, and it wouldn't work. So I just, you know what? Sometimes you just take your medicine, as they say. I started up another channel this morning. I just okay.
Sorry, in one way, 90 days or 3 months, it doesn't sound that long, but it's ages.
It's forever, right?
It feels like forever when you can't stream, yeah.
All right, I'm getting over near the horses here. Take a look. It smells good over here. It smells like horses. Anyway, look at this beautiful thing right here, huh?
Hey, hello there.
Hello there, buddy. How are you? I'll pat him. Oh, you're so good. Don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I don't know. That is a big animal, huh?
Hey, it could be. All right, it's not white, but it could be Mr. Ed.
I don't know. I mean, might have a Mr. Ed down here. I don't know.
For that, Mr. Ed. That was
Look
awesome.
at
I think that was a girl, that
this one has definitely a girl, right?
one. It doesn't matter in horse world, though, does it?
You could always check between the back legs there, you know what I'm saying?
I could, yeah.
Is it a stallion
Well,
or is it a mare?
That's a mare, I think. Look, that's beautiful braids on that one. So I'm thinking.
Do you know, sorry to interrupt, Josh. Sorry, not Josh. Flat Earth dude. All these flat Earth names, I get mixed up with one.
Right,
to the other.
I get it.
Yeah. Flat Earth dude. Are you into horses?
No, not really.
No, okay.
Nope.
So I don't need to ask.
I mean, I like horses, but this would seem like a good place to stop and hang out with you guys.
Notice what beautiful eyes they've got? The horses have really beautiful eyes.
Aren't they? They're huge, right?
Yeah,
man. Just beautiful.
Don't freak you out. I don't want to freak you out.
Why is that one wearing a bandana?
It's like a strap.
It's a crip.
It's a crip? Is that what you call it? I don't know.
Bloods and Crips, is that what they say?
It's a crip.
I'm not into that.
It's a blue bandana. That's funny.
Blue. The blues and the reds, isn't it? Manchester United against Manchester City.
Right.
Chelsea against Arsenal. Reds against Blues. The Labour Party against the Conservatives. It's always same shit, man.
I think that one's the most beautiful. It's that one. I like that one.
I know. It's pretty, huh?
It's got a really nice fringe.
Donkey, though.
A little bit, huh?
Yeah. Small donkey, yes.
All right.
Number 3.
That's good.
Reporting back home?
Yeah, sharing it with a few friends. They liking it very much so.
You like the horses?
There's a big one here, but just showing me. Oh my, here we go. Hi there. That is a big animal. Wow. Hello there.
Hey, he looks like one of the other ones.
I know, like they're brothers or sisters.
The other dog.
Oh.
They're all horse-fied.
You want to say hi? Say hi.
Hello. Hello.
Anyway, the really good part about this, well, for you is, even though it must be really annoying about the channel, you've just made another one and you just carry on.
It's very annoying. I try to, it's a pretty girl, huh? Interesting.
Hey.
Interesting girls. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I'm going to walk over to the park. I'll show you guys my park.
And you've got a beautiful day there.
It's really beautiful. Look at this.
We've had a beautiful day as well, though. No. We have as well.
Yeah, the only sad part about today is that it's ending almost in an hour or so because the sun's going down for me.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's still beautiful here. Blue skies, awesome. No wind, and it's warm. I love it.
And
just asking Tommy Rogers, when we spoke to him a week or two ago, he said no, the time before, he still had snow.
Yeah, that's right.
Is the snow gone, Tommy?
Have some snow.
Yeah, it went from snow last week to 80-degree temperatures today.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just, there's no spring. Went from winter to summer.
Tommy, do you remember I was talking to you on I just called you one day, like probably a month or so ago. We had snow. I had snow.
What?
I was talking to you and I could see snow, right? Still frozen on the ground. Remember? And
yeah.
This was April, man. Last month, yeah. It's absolutely fantastic now. I'm in my shorts every day. I've got my sandals on every day. I'm loving it. I absolutely love summertime. It's the best.
Yeah, just to let everybody know, we're not complaining about the sun right now.
We
We're
are.
not.
All right. Well, there's my sky today. Beautiful.
You got clouds.
They look like proper clouds.
Yeah.
Those look like real clouds. Yeah, that's not chemtrail.
You think they are real clouds?
No,
Those
but
are
they're
real,
probably,
man.
They're probably
Are they real?
generated from a water generating station.
Yeah, we got a few hundred of those around here. I've heard.
Well, see, the government's been controlling the weather for like, what we talked about this last night. Even 100 years ago, they were playing with the weather. Right?
That's right.
Even in
They
California.
were right here in San Diego. Yeah, they did an experiment from a very large tower. They were spraying something.
Yeah.
And it made it rain.
And also,
it made it.
Also, the one guy.
It made it.
Go ahead.
It made it rain so much that they wanted to sue the guy because it like caused damage. And I thought, wow, that's interesting.
Can I just say something, Flat Earth dude, right? Do you know anything about orgonite?
Orgonite? Yeah, well, I made some
Using. Good.
I made a few for my shop, and I lay them around the shop.
Yeah.
You know, it just kind of helps get rid of the radio waves.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It kind of helps dissipate the microwaves as well.
Right. I've got a friend, and today he had, funnily enough, a little bit of quartz crystal. He found some it's rose quartz crystal. And I said to him, I need this. He's like, looking at me, why? I said, I need this because I want to make some orgonite pyramids. I want to make some like rain blasters, you know. I've not got it off him, but I will get it off him, and I will make some small pyramids. You know, these I call them rain blasters. What is it they call them? Don't call them that. Something else. But I believe truly this works. It's not what's the word now? No. We go like this. Orgonite works. It works. It does its job. And simple as that. It does its job.
I heard orgonite, after a while, it'll suck the radiation out of the atmosphere you're in, and then after a certain amount of time, it'll get full. And then it'll start pushing whatever you sucked out of the atmosphere back out towards, on a reverse angle of things, right? I don't know how true it is, but I just heard that. The organite's only temporarily good, and then once it's full, then you got to somehow download it and restart again. If that's true, I don't know.
Well, Tommy, I can relate to that totally, right? On the basis of, I believe in the 7 principles, the 7 hermetic principles, you know, ebb and flow, and you know all this kind of. And if you put that into the equation, then it has to be true, you know, because you can't fill a vessel of something and have it overflowing without some sort of further reaction.
Yeah. I'm into crystals now too, right?
Every action causes a opposing action, right? And I agree with that. You know, all is balanced. Everything is balanced. Everything is equal. Everything is, you know, we have this ebb and flow. We have this up and down.
Right.
In and out. Yeah, it has to be. The more you look into it, the more it is apparent that that's the way it is. Everything balanced.
Gemstones hold memory too. You know that?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
And see, like crystal quartz is basically what human beings are, because crystal quartz is made up of silica, carbon, and water, right? This is crystal quartz, right? And the human body itself consists of silica, carbon, and water, right? And this gets into the human computer aspect of things, and it's creepy around that 5G all coming into everybody's neighborhood like a wild freight train, right? If these guys can manipulate the water molecules in the body, then we got some issues, right? And
Yes.
like I said,
Just lost your picture, Flat Earth dude. Your icon's
Yeah,
come back.
My icon's gone?
No, just your icon.
Really? I just clicked off the camera.
Oh, right, okay. You did click off the
Is that
camera.
better? Is that better?
I can see your icon. It's just that we lost your video. I thought you were showing.
Yeah, I'll show you here in a second. I was just going to have a cigarette and
Okay,
sit here for a second.
Can I just say this bit as well? Because obviously the title of this hangout is Shame on Them. Me and Astral were a bit upset and made a video again because I just couldn't believe that person putting all those thumbs down on a post for someone who'd been ill, and just think like, was what's happened to you? And I know what happened to us. And, you know, my bit about the strike was, well, I didn't get one, but they didn't help me. It took 6 weeks to write back to me where I'm going, help. What's this article about allowing bombers in? And then it's a bit like, you're owned by Google Hangouts, which know that this flaw is there. So to me, I think anybody who's porn bombed shouldn't. That's just not fair. They should apologise to them, and instead they strike you when someone else came on. Unless you can show pictures of it and send it to them, you have to take pictures.
Which you were able to do that, right?
The other people did.
Other people helped you out. Yeah, that's good. I only had like 4 or 5 people on the chat, and it was like I said, it was really low key. I made the mistake, put the link in the chat, thinking I've done it before, you know, it should be all right. But no, I got bombed, and I won't do that again. I will not do that again.
Person, aren't you? You're a nice person, so you wouldn't do that to anyone else. So you treat others as you wish to be treated, don't you? Unfortunately, you can see how others treat people.
Can I just say something, right? Flat Earth dude, Karen, Patricia, Tommy, anyone else who's listening. A long time ago, I came across a flat earther called Nicole Cote, right? She's got glasses. She's, I think, dark hair, whatever. Anyway, she always had these brilliant stories. She used to tell these stories. She found this book, Flat Earth book, blah blah blah.
She got a strike too, though. Didn't she?
Yeah. She got porn bombed last week, man. You know, I've not.
Yeah,
heard from her for years.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a subscriber.
Bomb.
She's pretty young. She's like in her 20s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's very cool, man. I really like her.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
She's been for a while, but I've not heard from her for a good time. And then she came out last week and said, "Oh man, I've just done this thing and I got porn bombed." I'm like, what the fuck? What? You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's such a shame on. And I say this in all sincerity, it's such a shame on anybody, but it's such a shame more so on young people spreading the flat earth truth. Because I think it's such a shame on them, or not on them, but it's a shame that it happens to them because they have so much to give. They've got, I mean, don't get me wrong now, Nicole Cote, she will probably, still be going in 10 years, in 15 years, in 20, 30, 40 years, whatever, right? Spreading the message, unless we all know the world is flat by then, but I just think it's just bad.
You know what? For the porn bombing one, I'm sorry, like the one with all the thumbs down or fries, they will know that's a sock account. They will know if they look. Why haven't they got the I can't say the word now. That's it. Algorithms for people coming in with sock accounts. Then we're 2018. They've got all these other ones for music. You're not allowed to do anything, you know, on hoaxes. They've got all that for them. So why haven't they got them on these ones come in porn bomb and stuff like that, or
Karen,
loads of
can I say something?
Soccer accounts.
Yeah. Can I say something, right? And if I'm wrong, okay, shoot me. We are in 2018, right? How the flat can YouTube allow these kind of things to happen, right? We're supposed to be in an age where we have
Yeah, we've been to the moon, remember? We've done all these other things, we've been to all these other galaxies.
We haven't been to the moon. We've never been to the flipping moon. But what I'm
saying is we've done all these other things, but YouTube can't sort this out.
Yeah, exactly. That was my point. How the fuck, I'm sorry to swear, but how the fuck can YouTube not sort out a simple thing like this?
It's what the flat. Remember,
it's all binary, isn't it? Yeah, what the flat? What the flat, YouTube? Rant over, sorry. I yield the floor.
But it is what the flat.
Yeah.
Oh, we've lost Flat Earth Dude. Where's he gone? Oh no! Flat Earth Dude! Where'd he gone?
We've still got Tommy. We've got Tommy.
We've got Tommy.
Tommy, I want to hear you say something, brother.
Well, I mean, it's everybody seems to think like, well, YouTube's doing this, and Rich got 88 likes or 88 dislikes on his video about his heart attack and stuff. But I mean, you got to understand, it's AI doing this stuff. Half these decisions aren't even done by individuals themselves, because even like I don't know if I was talking to Karen or if I was talking to Flat Earth Dude or something yesterday, the day before. I called my phone company, and I usually got to, give them my date of birth, my postal code, where I live, this, that, and the other thing. And I just told her, look, I won't be able to make my payment on the 14th. You got to wait till the 20th, kind of thing, right? And she said, I said, aren't you going to ask me, like,
I'm back.
about the security questions you got to get, right? And she says, oh, no, don't worry about that, because we picked you up on voice recognition. I said, what the flat?
What the flat?
I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, that's creepy as shit.
Oh, my goodness.
They nailed me on voice recognition, and now these people got your eyes. If you ever get arrested, the first thing they do is they do a retinal scan on you, right? They got your retinal scan. They got facial recognition going on. And now, like, if I go to the bank, I have an option if I want to use my thumbprint or my PIN number. I choose not to.
Or your YouTube account.
Well, you got to understand that YouTube was made by these people that are driving the entire situation that they got us living in this life, that everything is a lie.
Yes.
Like
YouTube,
I was talking with
YouTube is run by the CIA, definitely.
Well, I was talking with Flat Earth Dude last night. We're talking about the rock and roll industry in Laurel Canyon, and how Jimmy Morrison and the Doors and all this kind of stuff. Like Jimmy Morrison and the Doors, his father was the rear admiral in the Gulf of Tonkin that created the false flag attack on the USS Maddox that flatly brought the U.S. into the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Jimmy Morrison was the biggest guy that was out there, like in the hippie days, pushing against peace and, burn your draft cards and this and that and the other thing. But all these guys like Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young and all these people that were actually in the rock and roll industry back in the early days, their parents were all military people.
Okay.
And so it gets involved with these guys were planted from birth. They're all raised on military bases, and like Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young. Well, Crosby, he ends up marrying that. They're having the children with the lesbian couple. These are like actually bloodline families that gets back into really weird stuff. Like, who are these people, right? Mm-hmm. And like it's screwed up because I mean the people who are in charge of YouTube are the same people who are in charge of our movie industry, our news media, our book publishing companies, our education system.
Yeah, Tommy, I
the
think
cartoons and your comic books, Walt Disney and all that crazy stuff.
Tommy, you know
YouTube
what?
is just another format for them, right?
Yeah. Can I just say, I think the more we delve into things, the more we realize that everything is interlinked, everything is connected, and all these people are you know, somebody in the world of, yeah, if you want to be fucking somebody, then they are all related or in some way connected, aren't they? Definitely, they are.
And they put all their dirty tricks in their music and stuff like that. Like Paul McCartney in the Beatles, he died apparently on September 11th, 1966, and then that Shears guy replaced him, and he was actually much taller than Paul McCartney, and everybody knew it, right? Paul McCartney was in the House of Lords, and they put it in their music. See that album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, is a prime example. They got Aleister Crowley right on the album. It's his funeral procession right there. The song, he blew his mind out in a car, right? Yeah, he got decapitated because he picked up some girl apparently hitchhiking, and he was all pissed off because Epstein gave him a bad deal, and he was in a rage, and he ran a stop sign or a red light, and he ended up getting T-boned, and the two of them got really messed up, and so they basically replaced that situation with what's his name, Jimmy Shears or something like that, or Tommy Shears or something, and they just. The whole thing is a rigged game, like the music industry, the movies, and then they got you watching TV, and then
yeah, it was Billy Shears.
Yeah, Billy Shears.
Carry on. Sorry.
And then they manipulate the history books. You know, I go downtown. I see a buddy of mine a couple times a week. He works like right down in the heart of the beast down here, and right up front of City Hall is like the World War I memorial and the World War II memorial and the Vietnam memorial, and it's like they got all these, and it's like not let alone it's like an obelisk, right? But they got all these soldiers all done up in brass and like the life-size images of these, you know, war veterans that lest we forget. We got November 11th, Remembrance Day. Everybody buys the poppy, wears it on their, you know, lapel on their jersey or whatever, you know. And then, meanwhile, it's the same bastards that caused these wars that got everybody believing in the lest we forget bullshit, because everybody's thinking, oh, well, we won the war. I hate to say it, guys, we lost the World War in 1947. Japan surrendered in 1952 to the United Nations.
I have a question for you, Tommy.
Yes.
11th of November. 11th of November, 2018. Like, that's going to come. What do you predict there? Do you think something's going to happen or what? Because I think a lot of shit is going to happen that day. I really do. Why? It's only based on the things that I've been reading, the things that I've been looking into. But the 11th of November, 2018,
11/11.
It's going to be a shit day. It's either going to be a shit day or a very, very, very good day. But something significant is definitely going to happen on the 11th of November, 2018 this year. I'm sure of it. But I'd love to hear your take on it.
I haven't even gone down that far yet. I get confused about all this kind of stuff because I kind of look at things in a weird way with regards to our calendar. I don't believe that we even know what year it is, right? I don't think the see the Hebrew year. This is the year 5778, right? And it gets into numerology and weird stuff like that because that's where Marty Lee's. He's a good guy to get involved with if you want to learn about numerology. And there's a bunch of others out there too. But I mean, it's hit and miss because these guys got their weird stuff. They run on these. like you got to follow the money, because all the money is where I kind of learned basically where if you want to find the root of all evil, you got to follow the money, right? And so I just found that every person that's involved with money in a banking position is usually a Jewish a person, right? But these people are not the true Jews. And so it gets really creepy because these guys, they got their own calendar. See, I don't know exactly about 11/11 of this year, right?
Mm.
But I mean, I'll check it out for you. I'll look into it more. But I'm a kind of I look at life like I take it one day at a time. I don't like look at tomorrow too bad, and I don't look at yesterday because I'll be shitting on today, right? So it's just, but I don't have anything nothing jumped out of the box of me as far as 11/11 goes yet. But I mean, you know,
I always I always see 11/11 on the clock. I don't know. That's my thing. I see it at least a couple times a week, you know, and that's been going on for decades. So maybe there might be something to that 11/11. It's like a warning or something.
Well, I tell you, Flat Earth Dude, that is your own personal synchronicity. Because mine is 1, 2, 3, 4. I always see 12:34, 12:34.
Some people see like 3:33.
Yeah.
That's me. I get 3:33, 2:22.
Whatever your number is, look it up. Research
11/11,
your
baby.
number. And I looked into my number together with, what was he called? Karen, help me, please. Was having a hangout one night. I told him about these numbers and he said, yeah, it's because of this. And then we looked into the Bible, you know, and we were looking at chapters in the Bible and we started to relate to scripture. And you know what? Everything seemed to, I'm not saying seemed to, everything fitted perfectly from what happened that day to what I was reading that afternoon. I'm telling you, everything fitted perfectly. And it was well, there is synchronicity, you know. Open your eyes, open your ears, pay attention. It's as simple as that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think if you keep seeing the same numbers, it actually means that you're synchronizing. That's it. You're in syncretism.
I agree.
Well done, Flat Earth Dude.
Yeah, we have to get more synchronized with what's going on. We got derailed by the system, and it's really hard to get back to this, you know, more nature kind of living, you know, being among nature. We're living in these cities and these boxes, and it just doesn't feel right anymore to me. I mean, you know, it's just it feels so much better when I'm like with nature and outside.
I agree. Nature.
Yeah,
That's
nature.
That's the key.
It really is. It's just the most beautiful place we live, man. If you look around, the trees, the dirt, everything is amazing. Worms, you know, spiders. I mean,
if I interrupt you,
go ahead.
Please don't take offense. When we look outside at our nature, this is life. This is life. I understand what I'm saying. Life, right? You can look at a tree and you see a tree, but if you look at a tree and you see life, when it has all leaves on it, when you see grass growing up, life, when you see flowers pointing, you know, spreading the, and you walk past a garden, it smells absolutely amazing. It smells amazing. Why is that? Is that to say, don't pay no attention to me, keep walking past me? No, it's not. Say, check me out, check me out. This is what it's all about, you know. And I agree, Flat Earth Dude, nature. We have to get back to our nature, you know. That's probably why I'm out walking, yeah, a good couple of 3 hours a day anyway, every day.
Where you live, you got lots of beautiful woods and stuff, right? Close by or parks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I got a lot of it.
I'm living in Scandinavia, right, in Denmark. Okay, there is not many people living in Denmark. Like, I used to live in Sweden. There's like 8 million people live in Sweden, and it's an enormous country.
Right.
You could not. I mean, it's an enormous country. Seriously, Denmark is also kind of a fairly big country for the population. So I can walk plenty, you know, and I can go for time without seeing a person.
Wow. That's beautiful.
And sometimes
Yeah, there is something
actually, it's actually scary that I can live here. I can walk to my store in the evening and I don't see a car. I mean, I can be walking for 20 minutes, half an hour. I don't see a car. 10 o'clock, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what happened? Did the world end and I'm the last one? Seriously, I get that a lot, you know.
Oh,
It's funny.
wow. Yeah, I don't have to worry about that where I live. I live around like 40 million people or something. You know, it's a crazy number of people in California. But it's a
Hey,
beautiful
on a good
state.
note, talking about California, where were you on Saturday, Flat Earth Dude?
Well, I had the pleasure and honor to show up at a flat Earth meetup put on by Netta. I forget her channel name, but she was a great host. So she hosted this at a park about 100 miles from my house, up in a city called Palmdale, and they had it all set up with like a bunch of easy ups, and they brought like all this food, like, and she brought like about 40 or 50 chairs for everybody, and we were sitting out in this, you know, kind of a field, you know. I did live stream it when I was there for about an hour and a half, and Jaron from Jaronism was there. Uber Flat Earth was there. And then I met a bunch of other people that were just amazing to hang out with. That was my first meetup ever, and it was just great to be around. You could feel the energy of everybody. It was just a buzz. Everybody was chatting and sharing ideas on all kinds of different theories on how to wake more people up and show more of the lies. You know, it was just fabulous. And I would do it again, just to any flat Earth meetup. That was the closest one to my house that I could make it to. There was another one last year I didn't make it to. And then there was one I was in Chicago. There was one it was like 10 miles away. I didn't make it to that one. Just things came up, but I want to do some more.
It's nice being around lots of flat earthers, was it? And to meet Jaron.
It was great. He was great. He stayed the whole time. It was from 12 noon until 6 p.m., man. The guy stayed for 6 hours talking to everybody. There was like 50 people there. You know, some people came and went kind of early, and then some people stayed late. I stayed really late and then went to a restaurant afterwards, and about 5 or 6 of the people from the meetup came to the restaurant, which was really nice. So I hung out for about 10 hours total. And it was
Really? That
great.
long? Wow.
Yeah. And it never got, you know, the conversations never stopped. They just kept going and going and going. And it was a great experience. So if anybody gets a chance to go to a meetup, I would recommend it. But, you know, we were just trying to figure out good ideas to try to help wake people up, man. I mean, if you show them that the water's flat, man, some people, they just refuse to believe it, man. And it's like, look at it. Just look at it. You know? It's not going to curve. I don't care what you do to it. Water will not curve like that. And how we got suckered into this is just, it's beyond my pay level. I'll tell you that. It's boy, there's some tricky people, man, that came up with this shit.
That's
So
a
anyway,
long time, 10 hours, though. You must have been having a good time.
I was so energized with their energy and my energy. It was just like, boom. It felt amazing because I knew that everybody at the park and we're all hanging out. Everybody here's awake, man. You could bring up any subject. Nobody's going to go, oh, dude, you're an idiot. You know, it was like, oh, yeah, okay. I'll have to look into that, whatever.
Things are always a little bit different usually when you're actually face to face, aren't they?
Oh, big time. Yeah. And you can feel the energy more, when you're right there like that. And I just went home on a buzz. I'm still on the buzz, it's been almost a week. So, and it's a beautiful thing, man. Jeranism, he was great. Flat Earth Uber was Lucy Lemons. She was awesome. She came out to the restaurant. A couple other Flat Earth Dan. A couple other people. Ace Flat Earth Ace was there. He lives like 10 miles from me. I had never met him. Now he's got a t-shirt shop. He's going to be putting on a Flat Earth meetup once a month, starting July 1st, and at his t-shirt shop or whatever. I'll have to go check it out. That'll be nice. Once a month meetup. I'm good with that. As far as activism goes, I had an idea, man. If you had a little bit of money, you could, offer up some kind of prize to I don't know if you've seen Authentic Content, man. He sets up like a little table and he just like, hey, I'm here, man. You want a DVD? Or here's a card. He's very active as far as by himself, man, getting out there, trying to spread the word, and I commend him for doing that. But it would be nice to say, look, man, if you right now can prove you live on a globe, I'll give you $100. That might get a few more people over there. I don't know. Something I might do this summer. I live near Disneyland. I might go over there and try to wake some people up. But when I got, pissed off that I realized I don't live on a spinning ball, man, that's really when I started my YouTube Flat Earth Dude channel. And I just, it just pissed me off so much. I got to do something. So let's start a YouTube channel. I can do that, and we'll sit around. But I love this technology we have. And getting back to getting porn bombs sniped last night, it was my own fault. I shouldn't have done that. But there's some mean people out there, man. They want to shut a little teeny channel like mine down, It's just scary, man, that somebody would want to do that to, teeny little channel, but I love my subs and I love hanging out with them and communicating with them back and forth. And it's just sad that we're under such attack. I mean, if they're attacking me, there's some other giant giant YouTube channels that got shut down as well. Even Eric Dubé got shut down, but he was spewing some pretty heavy duty videos. I don't know if he was using somebody else's footage. I don't know. I got shut down for that as well, using Disney footage. And so you got to be careful. I mean, I would suggest to people to make their own content. If you can, make your own film, make your own music, or use copyright-free music.
Not just that, Flat Earth, dude. When we all meet up and talk to each other as well. Start making it bigger and bigger because you've got your own channel and you talk with us. We've got our own channel. We talk to Tommy, Patricia. Oh, Astral's gone now. We've lost Astral. But anyway, yeah. The more and more of us.
Yeah. More and more. I see more and more every day. I do every about once a week. I'll go on and just search like Flat Earth on YouTube, and just see. I find all these new testimonies. People just saying, "Man, I just found out the Earth is flat, you know. they're freaking out or whatever. I try to leave a positive comment or something on, you know, they might only have 1 or 2 views, but I'll watch it and then I'll leave a comment or something and just, hey, welcome to the club or something. You know, welcome back to life. But no, ever since I've been flat, man, my life has been amazing. Every day is amazing. I look around, I look up, I look down. I'm measuring with my eyeballs everything I see now in a totally different level. You know, birds flying and clouds, all of it. You know, I want to experience as much of
Yeah,
this.
you want to be part of that, not part of the globe life.
Exactly. I'm sure you guys feel the same. I don't know. I mean, there are days where it's hard to, you know, you get tired. You know, you have to work and you have to make money, or you have to, you know, go get your car fixed or clean something. You know, all these things
I
we
used
have
to be quite a social thing. I used to have like dinner parties, or I had my own social club, you know, with people here, and we'd go out and do things. And I just, the thought of all that now, I'd rather be here talking with us lot.
Exactly, right? I'd rather be here too, and I want to, you know, continue to help push the flat Earth and all the other lies that we got handed. You know, I just want to expose it.
That's what those people that sort of question, you know, like question us. They don't realise flat Earth covers everything now.
Right, everything from, you know, fake history to, you know, the fake money system. You know, it just goes on and on. It never ends. I feel like every time I think you know, I've heard it all, I hear something new and I'm like, what? They're doing what? You know,
there's something else.
it's like, what do you mean they're putting poison in that? I mean, damn, you know, I'm like, there's no, you know, stone that hasn't, you know, they haven't turned over and put something under there to trick you, you know. And these some clever, smart people, man. I wouldn't want to be with friends with any of them, but they are, my goodness, they pulled off one of the greatest things in the world, man. They fooled everybody to believing you live on a 1,000-mile-an-hour spinning ball, and you came from like a monkey, you know, from nothing.
Dude, I think it's a bit more like we're going 260,000 miles in 3 different directions. One is anti-clockwise, 1,000 miles with the moon, and then the other 2 happen to be going with the sun and then going with the galaxy.
I get it, man. I know the numbers really well. It's
Mach
ridiculous.
80.
It's laughable at this point to me. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever heard of, I guess, Dave Hinkle. He's like an Uber driver.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll get on like a hangout, like Vinny TV. He'll get on there and
Yeah,
he drives around and he kind of flat earth smacks the people that he's giving an Uber ride to. And it's hilarious, man. I mean, he picks people up at the bar like 2 or 3 in the morning, you know, and he just lays the flat earth on them. And then they're like, this one guy's like, hey, man, I think it's because the electronic clouds, that's why you get the curve. You know, I was like, well, it was just funny anyway. But he's doing it. You know, everybody has a different style, man. Mine's all about music and the moon. I do
you think,
all as.
you think that's as well, because like it's okay, right? You've realised it's flat Earth, but it doesn't finish there. It only starts on this colossal information data intake.
It is a colossal data intake. What a great term. Colossal data. Yeah, man, we can't keep up. There's no way we can process it. Tommy and I were on the phone last night talking for about 2 or 3 hours, and he's, you know, Tommy's still there. He's a little overwhelmed with all the information too, and we've all been awake for a while, going back to, you know, probably, you know, 2010. I don't know. I started looking into like Sandy Hook and Probably shouldn't have said that, but some of these other things, you know, back in the 8-9 years ago, and I was like, wow, this is some really
Crazy
this is some
stuff.
scary
'Cause
stuff,
it doesn't
man.
just stop with the land, does it? It only starts with the land. It doesn't stop.
It never stops, you know. But you know, Tommy's got 40 books there he's read, and
40.
every one of them is like a little bit different, you know, and it takes you down a different rabbit hole. I'm gonna
Yeah, because
yield
what
the
you're looking
floor
now is,
for a
okay,
second.
I found that bit of information, but now I want a bit more. Hey, this book's got a bit more. It's got another avenue. Oh my God, there's another avenue as well. I hadn't thought about.
What are we doing here? Tommy, tell us how you doing, buddy?
Oh, me.
Yeah, baby. How you doing? How's your wonderful dog doing? Odin.
I'm just dealing with fucking a little bit of chemtrail cough today. My dog's on the balcony having a snooze. He's always sleeping
Nice.
though. I wish I had his life. I'm telling you right now, buddy. He don't pay taxes. He doesn't have to worry about going to work tomorrow. He don't have
Yeah,
to
you
worry
feed
about...
him and you clean up his poops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I don't do that, dear. I'm a good Christian. I take him out in the woods. He does that in the bush, right? That way I don't have to pick it up because I don't believe in putting dog poo in a plastic bag. That's another psyop, right?
No doubt, right? It just puts you back into like a slave mentality kind of thing.
I learn a lot from
I
my
don't
dog,
know.
right? I'm telling you, like, I don't even know how long I've been a flat earth kind of guy because I never really picked up on the ball earth to start off with. My mother died when I was 10 years old, and I was like raised a Roman Catholic, and I went to church 3 times a week, and Friday we went to confession, and I confessed the sins I had to make up just so I could drop my nickel in the poor box, and then say my Our Fathers and yada yada, and get the hell out of there. You know, it was about appeasing people. But my mother died when I was 10, and then I ended up getting shipped to where you live in California there, with my aunt and uncle, and you know, they're pretty well to do. And I think I told you about my uncle being an aircraft engineer for Rolls-Royce, and he designed the engines for the L-1011, worked at Lockheed. I got a cousin now
Freemason.
in Seattle. Oh yeah, well he didn't tell me at the time. I was only like 10 turning 11 kind of thing, right?
Right.
So I mean, I didn't know anything about that. I was just like an innocent kid. When I was there, they busted Patty Hearst on the other side of the mountain there in San Fernando, and we were about a 40-minute drive downtown LA. And you know, like my uncle was like really rich, man. You know, my dad was not really rich, but I mean, he was a good guy. He had a company car, expense account, good job and stuff. And then when my mother died, it's like for a couple months there, I didn't believe it because I couldn't see how she could be dead in 6 months from chemotherapy. It was like wham bam, thank you, man. My mother was dead like at 41. She was almost 42. And she died and left my father with 3 sports playing boys, right? And so right then and there, something really set me off off the tracks, right? And I was a rebellious little bugger. I spent 5 years in high school, right? I only got 1 credit, machine shop, 51%. It was a given because Mr. Brown liked me. I mean, everybody liked me.
Nice.
I sold a lot of marijuana in high school. I spent 5 years there selling weed, just bucking the system. And I make more money than the teachers. That's why they eventually kicked me out after 5 years of me doing it, right? And 1 credit. 1 credit in 5 years of high school. And I was making more money than the vice principal there. That's what I was told by my father when I was away at the door.
It's different times, man. Different times.
Yeah, and like I grew up, I mean, I was doing LSD and I was doing peyote and mushrooms and this and that. I was 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. My mother died when I was 10. My older brother was 17, and he was in the rock and roll industry, you know what I mean? Like he was into that game, you know what I'm saying? And it was like all about the Beatles and
I just found this bird skull. I don't know. Can you guys see the bird skull there?
Yeah, man, that's cool.
It's just laying on the bridge here. That's
cool.
Pretty wild.
I collect stuff like that. Right?
Yeah, I got a lot of it. Anyway.
So, can I just say, I've noticed that you've got no chemtrails in the sky either.
None today, man.
The only time you get chemtrails is when those planes show up.
Yeah, today's just gorgeous. I'm at the I'm surrounded by 200-300-year-old oak trees up here. It's really nice. And it's a pleasure talking to you guys.
Pleasure talking with you as well. I'm just a bit like, I don't know, this wave of porn bombing. It's horrible.
Yeah, I that plus, other truth channels getting just slammed. I mean, completely shut down. Mine are just been Who's that?
High impact news got hammered.
High impact news. A call for an uprising, right? Got slammed.
And see, what I don't get is you got maybe there's 10 people watching the video or watching the live stream last night, or was it? And
if that, yeah, it was like 5.
It was up and down there for a minute, right?
He's back.
Yeah.
They automatically.
He's back. All right.
But they automatically give you a 3-month suspension when there's only a fluctuating 5 and 10 people watching, period, and it wasn't even your call, right? I mean, how can they get away with that? That's this is where it's like your banking system, right? You can't even own property. This is stupid. And they got everybody chewing on bubblegum thinking it's okay, right? I live in a city of 7 million people and probably 8 million people on a good day in the summertime here. And it's growing every month, the way this government's operating, right?
Yeah.
And they put sodium fluoride in the drinking water. And then that's industrial waste from the aluminum manufacturing industry. It does nothing for your teeth but kill you. Causes actually fluorosis of the teeth, right? And then they got a 300-mile lake here, 32 miles across to New York State, right? Because I'm in Canada, right? I can swim there on a bad day, right? And we got to recycle our city water. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
I mean, I posted on my little Facebook page there about you actually take the chlorine out of the water, and there's literally feces floating on the top of this water. Right?
Oh man!
It puts a whole new meaning to the word shithead, right?
Can I say something?
Your brain's 88% water.
Tommy, can I interrupt you? Right?
Anytime, man.
I have a good friend over in Manchester, right? Clever, very clever, intelligent woman, and she asked me, where does water come from? Where does water come from, right? She asked me, and I said to her, okay, every time you go for a piss, every time you go for a shit, every time you flush your toilet, that water gets recycled and it comes back out of your tap. And she said to me, you're kidding me. She thought I was joking. She thought I was taking the piss. And I said to her, no. This is true. 100%. Everything that goes down that fucking toilet, sorry, Karen, everything that goes down the toilet will come out of a tap.
And your flat medication goes in there too. Yeah. And all your drugs.
Yeah. Tommy.
Right.
Why do you think I don't drink tap water? And I haven't drank tap water for 10 years. Okay, that's a lie. I do drink every now and again, like a little mouthful or whatever. But yeah, I'm with you, man.
Yeah, so you get the distilled water. That's how I do. My dog hasn't drank in city water, right? Only sometimes when I screw up and don't get a chance to buy the distilled water. But I got a TDS meter here, right? So total dissolved solids, right? I get my distilled water for $1.69 down at the shop or Dog Mart, the pharmacy down the road there, and I just dip this in the water. It'll tell me if there's anything in it because it's a parts per millions meter, right? So awesome. It's 000. It's good to go.
Awesome.
That device, Tommy. That device. Yeah. How much did it cost you to buy that?
I bought one for me and one for my daughter, and it cost me. First time I bought mine, it cost me $30 delivered, right? Amazon. Right.
That's still okay.
Then I ordered my daughter one because she had the babies, right? Or I turned her on to the distilled water. As soon as she had her first baby, I just told her, no fucking city water, no vaccinations. I don't give a shit. I'm your fucking father and the grandfather here, right?
Yeah.
And then I explained to her about the water. and I take her jugs. Well, she just moved to Halifax with my son, right? But
Right.
she knows about it now. She does it even when she's doing her formula with the babies and stuff because she was breastfeeding for a while. But then, you know, she's young, man. These kids don't like want to stick to the, you know, they're programmed too, right?
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure.
So I mean, I told her, I said, look, try and feed the fucking babies till they're 5 years old with your boobs, right? And she thought it was crazy, but I mean, this is the way you should be doing it, right? And this is like the nature part of the things. This is where they got everybody. When you even have a child in these bloody hospitals, that's not the way nature is designed to have women to have
Tommy,
babies.
that what you just said then, right? I agree. Women, when they have given birth, their boobs are full of milk, full of nutrients, full of food, and that
Colostrum.
food only for the baby. It's
That's
only
right.
developed and created for that baby.
Cow's milk is to make
so
a 60-pound baby calf turn into a 450-pound bovine animal in 6 months, man. You
yeah,
can't. That's a CIA psyop. They got
cow's
everybody
milk.
drinking milk, right?
Yeah, Tommy, cow's milk for cows. Cow's milk for their calves.
Right.
Mother's milk for their babies, you know, babies. Big difference.
It's pretty simple.
And you know what's funny? They won't even let you keep your own placenta when you're in the hospital.
No, they won't.
You could demand you want it, and they will not even give it to you.
Tommy, can I, and Flat Earth Dude, can I tell you something about placenta?
Yeah,
Maybe
please.
you don't know. So it goes like this. This is the story anyway. I'm going to tell a little story now. So you're born. Little Tommy's born there in the hospital. His mother gives birth to little Tommy. Little Tommy goes home. But little Tommy's mother has also afterbirth. And little Tommy's mother's afterbirth has been signed for. When your parents were at the hospital, Tommy, they signed a piece of paper. And that piece of paper had a name, probably, Tommy. So we'll call this piece of paper with a piece of with a name on it, Tommy, right? And what they're doing is this: they've taken that name, Tommy, this afterbirth placenta, and connected the two together. So the placenta, and if you look up in Black's Law Dictionary, placenta is it's not placenta, it's a person.
It's your body double.
It's classified as a person, and exactly.
Oh shit! I did not know that.
This is true, man. And they take that name there because your parents wrote on this piece of paper, Tommy, blah blah blah, mother, blah blah blah, father, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
And they claim then this placenta, and this placenta is then, like you said, Tommy, your straw man, and that's what they do. And then
they take your paperwork and they send that to the public affairs office. The public affairs office will send a check for $6,000 or $8,000 back to the hospital, and the doctor get about $1,500 for dragging you into this life. Then they'll take your paperwork and fire it off to the City of London. City of London will put your ass on the stock market for about $6.5 million a day towards your government debt that they incorporated before you were even born. And then from there, the paperwork goes to the Vatican. The Vatican considers you lost at sea, and they claim your soul. Because when I was born, they took my footprint, and the bottom of my foot is my soul. So now they claim to own my spirit too, which they do not. But this is how dirty this shit gets. And now, if I buy a house and it's $10 million, and me and my wife and my mother-in-law, because I had to get her to help me pay the $10 million home off, we finally, after 50 years, get the damn thing paid off. Me and the old doll buy the farm. We leave the stuff to our kids. My son and his wife, say in particular, they got the $10 million home. They run into financial problems. 3 months into the game, they can't pay the taxes on the property. The government comes in. They'll take the land and the $10 million home, and these people are out on the street with nothing but a sad smile on their face.
Yeah.
And it's a shit show.
And
you can't even own nothing.
The sad
right?
thing
And
about
like
it, Tommy.
I said, it could have been paid off for 50 fucking flat years,
Yeah.
right? Your son doesn't pay the land taxes for 3 months, and they can take the whole issue, and you're
Yeah.
out of the whole. How many lifetimes it could take to develop that property?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I just say, Tommy, the
It's all
sad
your
thing about
much
the
love.
sad thing about this, the whole episode of it, they rinse and repeat. They rinse and repeat. They
And
rinse and repeat. They just do it again and again, man. It doesn't
Well,
matter.
see, this is
And
where they want you to get out, get all drunk.
they can put you and your family out on the streets. They don't give a shit, really.
Mhm.
You know. And that house that you owned, you've bought that house 1,000 times over. You know, over the years. If you think about it, you have,
Mhm.
right?
Sure.
And yet your children still do not own the house, and yet still your children are in debt to the house. How can it be, man? Because it's all corrupt, it's all wrong, because it doesn't work. It's been made wrong. It's been made in a way to fail, or it's not been made in a way to fail, but it's failing. The way it's been made is failing, and that's what we need to fix, you know.
Well, this is what we're trying to fix. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but see, this is where there's only so many of it. Like I recently went down and checked out meet up here in Toronto, Flat Earth. I met Mig Mag, and that's when Patricia Steer came to town, and Mark Sargent came here. They're pretty nice people, man. I liked them and everything. It was about 20 people there, right? And like people are awake, and but some people are only so far awake too, but they're getting it. But I mean, like it's going to take some time, but I think we got to get a push on because these guys are starting to realize what's going on too. Because I mean, even when we got a small little hangout last night with me and Flat Earth dude, and we're just I was just chatting about a few things about the historical biblical text and all this kind of crazy stuff what's going on with Gaza and the Tibetan Franks Jews and this kind of stuff like this. And it's just I was rapping about this kind of stuff, and it wasn't even like the flat Earth thing we were talking about. Like it was like it kind of zigzagging in and out of a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And Flat Earth Uber came on, and then next thing you know, shortly after that, it just all of a sudden I started hearing a sound like somebody was squeezing the death out of a mouse or something. And next thing you know, there's a porn going down on the screen here, and I just hit end on my phone, right? And then next thing you know, Flat Earth dude calls me right back and says, "Man, you wouldn't believe it. I just got a strike." I said, "You got to be kidding me, right?" But I mean, the whole thing that we got to deal with here is like you're born into this thing called slavery, right? And then there's only a certain amount of people that are apparently not born into this slavery, but they have this blood type, right? And they're from a certain lineage of families, and these lineage of families ain't exactly nice people, right? And the makers of every war that we've had, like I don't believe.
Let me interrupt you, please?
Yeah.
Right, we're born into slavery. Okay. Yeah. You and I. We are. I can't speak. New lips. We are aware of it. Right. I got it. We're aware of it, but the general populace aren't, and that's the failing of who? Is it our failing that they're not aware of it, or is it their failing, or is it society's deceptions that is to cause? Do you understand what I mean? We're trying our might to awaken people, for them to see, to realize, oh my God, what's going on? Yeah, you think you understand what's going on. You think you're aware to what's going on. I can tell you this is happening, and that's happening, and that's happening, and you can hear me, you understand me, you believe me, but yet nothing happens. You know, I'm not talking about you, Tom, in particular. I'm talking about people in general that I speak with. You know, they don't want to do anything about it. It's like, yeah, well, and you know, what can you do about it? And that's the problem. People are so complacent, or they're so, what the right word to use, they don't give a shit.
And then you got people like Rich, Mr. Thrive and Survive, that's actually trying to put together a little format for us to use to actually try and get like as a launch pad for us.
Yeah.
And then he ends up having a heart attack, right?
I know.
I mean, well, is this heart attack that he experienced? Is this because I don't think he's the
I
kind of guy
don't think
that's
you'll
walking
mind
around of ill health,
Tommy.
right?
I don't think you'll mind me telling this, but it's his second heart attack. It's not his first. But I think they may have solved it now, and just might have been, you know, like I think he was telling me weight training might have caused cholesterol, and you know, like a lot of people doing this power training get problems with their hearts later on. That could be the reason, because he does not have any history in his family. All I am is relieved that he's on the mend, and he went out in his car yesterday. So yay!
Yeah.
Good, no, but the thing is, I look at some of this kind of stuff because every one of these like people that have died, like you got to understand the motives and the movements of the Jesuit orders. Their biggest thing is about poisoning people, right?
And he's really going for it right now, isn't he, Mr. Fry? Going for it with QAnon.
Yeah, well, he's like you stick you stick a post into the hornet's nest, you might get stung. You know what I'm saying? And the sting might not kill you, but I mean, it might set you back a couple of minutes, right? You know,
right.
And that's where you got to take on the full armor of God every day, and just kind of like just say, look, Lord Creator, take care of me, and I pray for him too, right? I mean, he's a good man, and I totally appreciate him being involved, and I kind of look at him as a kind of a leader in his own way, because
yeah, and he's somebody who, like I have a lot, but my broadband is a bit lagging, so my voice never matches up to my face. And that's one of the reasons I turn don't have the camera on now. But you see his face, you can see him.
Yeah, I appreciate him being honest and upfront and being like legit. He's always shown himself publicly. That's the kind of people I prefer to deal with. I mean, I don't like dealing with these guys that like you're not saying like I'm not even saying about hiding behind a screen, and I just like
he's
dealing
one
with
of the
people like
people
him,
who's
period. Because
he stuck his neck out for this, hasn't he?
I think
he's put his reputation on the line. He's and he has something to say, and he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, can I say something also with that as well, Karen? I saw not long ago this power, right? I am a flat earther. I am aware of the things I do. I am aware of the things I say. I am. That is the most powerful word you can use. I am. I am a flat earther. I am aware of this, what I'm doing, and I am conscious in the sense that I want to wake everybody up to this flat earthedness. The earth is flat. Simple as that.
Good. I am.
I am.
Positive. Can I just say something, Astral? You can carry on, but Patricia's been really quiet. I wondered if Patricia's there and she wanted to say anything. Patricia, you ever get to give her time to come on?
No.
Patricia. Because she's quite quiet and she sits and listens usually for hours. Patricia, we haven't sent her to sleep, have we? She was having some problems with getting on earlier on, so Patricia,
are you there?
Patricia. Okay, carry on, Astral.
No, actually, I was enjoying Tommy talking there, but I was saying that this thought of I am, that has to be present in everyone's, at the front of your fucking your head, tip of your tongue. It has to be there. I am a flat earther, because I say what I believe, and I believe what I say. I've put myself on the line. Hey, I don't have anything. You know how I am, Karen, right? This is how it is. We ostracize ourselves in a sense.
Flat Earth Dude, you're unmuted now. You want to say something?
No, I'm actually just driving in my car, and I'll say that.
Driving in your car?
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Hello?
I think I spoke to you.
Fading out.
Oh, there's Patricia. Patricia.
I couldn't get to my mic in time. I'm like, oh no, it's just not letting me do it. I think I need a new mouse. I forgot what you were asking now.
Well, we've done the bit
I wanted to
the stupid sock account.
The first thing I would like to ask
done being
striked.
Boom, boom.
The first thing I would like to ask Patricia, how are you, sweetie? You all right?
I'm quite good actually. Thank you for asking. Yes, really, really good. Yeah. You were saying about 11/11. It's funny because you also said about something really, really bad's going to happen or something really, really good's going to happen. And you know what?
What?
If the good thing in my world was a good thing, is that my mum would come back to life because that's her birthday.
Really?
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Sagittarius.
Yeah, but that's her birthday, 11th of the 11th.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Well, anyway, Patricia, the only reason why I'm saying that is because I'm seeing a lot recently, the last 6 months at least, something is pointing towards the 11th of November, 2018. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of spiritual. You know, I read the Bible, but I'm not totally one of these. I don't want to say all the time. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I do not want to be looking at the Bible saying this is exactly how it's going to be. Blah 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 blah. I have my own interpretation of things. You know, I look into things and I see things. This to do with 11/11, 2018. This is my own personal thing. So please don't read into it. But I'm just saying, maybe it means something. Remembrance Day.
Maybe by the time we get there, things will be so much better.
I hope so. I really do hope so.
I don't know if anybody else notices whether Flat Earth Dude does, because like Astral and Flat Earth Dude love going in the countryside much more now. But you know, everything's changed. You know, it's just not the same. Is it out there? It's just not the same anymore. Because you know what you know.
It's not the same. It's very different.
I bet you Flat Earth Dude wants to carry his telescope everywhere he goes.
Well,
Get the telescope out!
At least my camera. I got my camera with me all time.
I know. I was long gone are the days where I'd go shopping and go, oh, look at that top. I like that. Now I'm just not interested in any of that.
None of it.
No, it's
I just keep giving stuff away. I've collected over the years. Okay.
Is your other half? Is she into Flat Earth?
She's I've shown her everything, and she's like, "Wow, that's awesome," and I believe you. But she's not. She doesn't look into it. You know, she's not researching it. I showed her all the NASA fakery and explained to her everything there is to explain about water and how flat it is. And she gets it. She agrees with it 100%, but she's just not like me. I got really mad, and I want to get the word out the best I can. And coming on your show or doing my own videos or whatever, I want to do it. And I'll keep doing that until I'm dead or until everybody wakes up. One or the other. But I want to get out and do some more activism, and I like talking to people face to face.
Me
that's
too.
Good.
Flat Earth dude. I love to red pill people, and I love to talk to people and just ask out of matter of factly kind of statements. Hey, and they'll look at me and say, oh hi, hey, kind of thing. And then I'll say to them, have you ever thought about we could be living on a flat Earth? And they're like, not really. No, why? Why do you say that? Well, look into it, because you will find we're not living on a globe, And I'll kind of laugh and then walk off, because it leaves it in that frame of reference, or that reference. They need to look into it. They have to look into it, in that sense. That's the way I see it anyway. I don't know. I'm not a fucking flipping psychologist or anything like that, but I just, it's the way I look at things.
Without sounding like big-headed or whatever, but it's quite, this whole thing about flat Earth is very intellectual, isn't it?
Well, it can be.
I mean, the things that you're looking up, you're becoming mini scientists. There's just so many parts of it.
Yeah,
it's quite intellectual.
There's one thing about flat earthers, right? And this is for sure. All flat earthers know the size of the Earth, the spin of the equator, the spin of the globe.
Yeah, the equator. You know the globe.
We know the distance from the Earth to the Moon. We know the distance of the Earth to the Sun. We know, I mean, numbers like you would never know. You were just a normal person. We flat earthers know numbers. We know the fucking numbers. Sorry, Karen. We know the flattened numbers. We do.
No, the flattened numbers.
We know them flattened numbers, man. Get the flat out of here.
Everything is flat.
Get the flat out. Shut the flat door.
What the flat?
Flat, wake up!
What are you doing? What in the flat are you doing?
Get the flat!
Get your flat head out of your flat. No.
We could do a video. We could do a funny video. We could do a funny video, a music video with this. Get the flat and what the flat.
Get the flat. What the flat?
Yeah.
You're just a flattened mother flatter.
Mother flatten, mother flatter.
That is genius, man. I love that. I totally love that.
Well, yeah, but it's true. A long time ago, we come up with that. Get the flat, Do not swear. It's probably better not to swear. And I have a problem swearing. Even my mother tells me,
right,
do not swear. You're swearing too much, And I'm a parent, I know about that.
Flat's sake.
Yeah, for flat's sake.
For flat's sake.
What the?
I love it.
Flat.
Siddy's put, get the flat out of my house.
Get the flat out of my house.
There is one word, F-U-C-K. We changed that and we changed it to F-L-A-T. It's as simple as that. You cannot get it in the
shut the flat door.
Yeah. Love it. I love it.
It's funny. Hey, we have to have a sense of humor about this at times. A lot of us take it very seriously at times, but we have to laugh, man. Laughter is really important.
Daniel Rees is flat's souls.
For sure, laughter is the best medicine, but I would like to stipulate also this about get the flat out of here and what the flat. This should be it should be common terms that we use instead of swearing. We don't need to swear because when we swear, we're putting something bad on ourselves.
You know, you're right. I swear too much.
Yeah.
I kind of grew up around a lot of people that, you know,
First.
swore a lot. And I grew up kind of.
It doesn't mean you have to be perfect, though, do you? You just have to be real.
Exactly. I'm going to mute for a minute. I'm walking into a store. I got to buy something. I'll be right back in 2 minutes. Okay?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. You're good.
Okay.
What the flat Earth dude?
What the flat,
You
Tommy?
probably need smokes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, back to Rich though, right? I mean,
No,
that
no,
was
I'm buying some glue. All right? I'm buying some glue.
Yeah.
Not to sniff or anything. Just buying some glue.
Yeah, it did sound a bit like that. Yeah, you need it for something else. I think that's because Flat Earth dude mends things and he needs the glue to mend things. But he's right. It's good to have had a bit of a laugh there, guys, because it is such a serious subject that we talk about.
This is what I'm getting some super glue.
Uh-huh.
You guys see that? I'm buying super glue. Anyway, I love this stuff. Super glue.
That's
everything.
awesome. Hey, listen, right? I have a friend and he lives in Leicester in England, and he lives right beside Evo Stick, the company that makes Evo Stick glue. And I tell you, it stinks. It absolutely stinks. He lives there and it stinks. So, I mean, you can work it out, right? Evo Stick is the choice glue sniffer's glue, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, I've never sniffed glue, but I mean, from what I could gather, Evo Stick was like one of these kind of glues that people would sniff. I'm not saying go and sniff glue. Do not do that. You can die by doing it one time. All I'm saying is this: my mate lived beside the factory, and it stank up to high heaven and back again, right where he lived. And he didn't work in his house; was not in the factory; it was beside it, more or less, you know. But yeah, I mean, we are influenced by all these smells, all these pathogens and carcinogens, and all this toxicity that's everywhere, you know, and we're not aware of it, or some are.
Yeah. But my thing is it human beings that are in charge of us here?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know who's in who. Well, we don't.
Well,
I never know who. Yeah, but there's definitely somebody in control of us in this matrix.
well,
Definitely.
It's to a point where you got to look at, if you understand, like even when it comes to the biblical text and stuff. I mean, there's so much numerology involved with all this kind of stuff, and it's almost like this has all been put together by some mega computer. That's because this is like the complications of recreating history, rewriting history over and over again, and then this technology that we have even today, it's not new. This is they say that the stuff that we have today they had 50 years ago, right? And if they're that ahead of the game, then are they actually human beings that are in charge of us? And they actually have us slaves since birth, you know. And then it gets weird, esoteric, and then they claim all these blood rights. I mean, the elite you know, the lifestyles of the rich and famous is a joke compared to what these elite people do. They have these like spirit cooking baths where they involve, you know, dead children and killing and sacrificing children and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if you've done any research about, you know, the amount of missing children that go missing on this rock every year, but I mean, it's enormous, right? And to the point where, are these people human? Or is this something like we don't know about this place? Are we actually food for another species? Because I don't know if we're at the top of the food chain or not. Because when 99% of the world's population is, you know, running for their next paycheck from dollar to dollar, you know, basically broke as a joke, and then the less than 1% has 0.6% keeping the 99% in check, while the 0.4% are like totally raking in big. And these people have castles, underground tunnel systems that they, you know, they can maneuver around in. These people are responsible for bombing countries and stuff like that, and yet not one of these people can you ever put in jail, right? You can't even arrest them.
Not one.
The Queen of England has an arrest warrant out for her and her crony friends for the 60,000 missing children in Canada, right? And murdered, by the way. And yet not a courthouse in Dodge will pick her up because she owns every courthouse in Dodge, right? And it gets into the Maritime Admiralty law stuff, and it gets into the Black's Law, but everybody swears allegiance to the bar, and every lawyer in the world swears allegiance to the bar as if they're operating under our system. And then there's probably got other systems as well, but I mean, when you swear allegiance to the bar, you're swearing allegiance to the Queen. So every lawyer in town, nobody would ever even take her to court. Not a police officer will arrest any one of those people. And so, are these people human? I yield my floor.
Well, I think actually maybe a lot of people don't know that a lot of these politicians that have done things around the world, if they ever actually stepped on the land in their countries, there's warrants for their arrest. It's not just them. There's a load of other people. I think Mr. Blair, who was president and prime minister here, I bet he can't go to quite a few countries after what happened with 9/11 and the Middle East and stuff like that.
Well, Karen, can I say, I think a lot of this politics.
We don't hear about it, do we? That's it. We don't hear about when they're on the news saying that, well, we've got an order for their arrest. But
I think one thing, Karen, all right, maybe not, but the way I see it is this: it's all trickery, it's all fuckery, buggery, it's all they just want you to see something, they're planning something, and it's all a distraction. Politics is politricks. They're tricking you. That's all it is. And if it's the Reds against the Blues, it doesn't matter. The Greens against the Whites, whatever colour you want to have your party displayed in, it's all trickery, shittery, and it's all total bollocks. You know, that's exactly how I see it. And if you disagree, then I'm sorry, we're not friends, because that's how it is.
Lady Onyx has put here that you can't be human. To be human, you have to have empathy.
Yeah. Psychopaths do not have empathy. So anyone who said thumbs down to Rich must be a psychopath, in my opinion, because, hey, someone has been close to death.
This wasn't really about flat Earth, was it? That video was just wishing the man well after what happened to him.
Yeah, wishing him well, and also to, take the piss out of the person who did that, and also against YouTube for allowing that to happen, So yeah, we're aggrieved in some sense. Yeah.
All it is to have a little bit of compassion.
I got a question.
Go.
Does YouTube, when that, whoever porn bombs or whoever snipes or whatever, does YouTube know who the hell that is, or does Google know who that is? Does that account get deleted as well, or?
Well, they don't tell you it, do
know?
they? They don't tell you whether they delete them. They don't write to you and say, "Oh, that person that porn bombed you is now deleted."
I would like to say as well, they must know who it is. They must know.
They gotta know.
They gotta know. They have to know. Make a comment on YouTube. They know who you are making a comment. You know, and they can block you. They can.
Yeah, don't forget, we had when we were talking to Crow 777, they deleted all the whatever you want to call them, the algorithms to his posts when they deleted his channel, and they didn't put it back. So they know they're there. They can get there. They can see them. They have an admin panel.
Yeah,
it
that's
just means
true. He went from, was it, if I'm not wrong now, he went from 16 million to 6,000.
Right.
Is that correct? In one night. How the funk does that happen? How the flat does that happen? Seriously.
But it's not, that stuff isn't flat, is it? That's just, we have to cover it up because it's better than swearing.
Yeah.
Plus, we need to make a new flat earth language. Little words, we know what it means. What the flat?
Well, they shut him down completely for about, I don't know, I think a week and a half.
He asked
talking about Crow
to be put back, and they said it was deleted. But you know that they've got copies if they want.
Yep. So this major channel, I don't know how to defeat it, but I love this technology, man. I love what YouTube can do, man. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I'm driving down the road talking to two people that live 9,000 miles away from me.
Yeah.
And we could be sharing video. I mean, it could be doing all kinds of things. It's just awesome.
Flat Earth.
And
I love that too. You know, right? You're there.
Yep.
You're in America, right? I'm here in Denmark.
You're here and you're there and here at the same time. Oh!
You're everywhere.
It's amazing.
You're now. Remember that. You're now. But that's the good thing. Whilst you are talking now, we can hear you, but also people can hear you when this has been recorded. Back in, you know, they can listen to it and view it. So that's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, and it's always going to be someone's now.
It's just brilliant.
It is crazy, that bit where we're all in different time zones, but we're all together at the same time. We're all together at the same time, but we're not. But we are, but we're not. But we are.
Remember, Karen. We are all in universal time code or whatever it's called, aren't we? The time is now.
Yeah, even if we do hate this internet, it does. The one thing it does at the moment is enable us to talk to people across this place we live. You know, we get, we lost Astral. He's having a bit of what do you call it? His charging bit. But anyway, he'll be back. You know, we talk to Australia. We talk to such vast areas, and it's like sometimes everything is so clear on the panel, and you just think, they're all that thousands of miles away and everything's so clear. So in that sense, that part's amazing, isn't it?
I know that I do a lot of audio mixing and play music on Thursday nights, and I hang out, and the audio quality is really good. Video is you know, high definition, so it's just amazing.
I know you can have it
and
really defined, can't you? Because there was 7 something, whatever it was, and now there's another one I've noticed, even higher.
What was that?
What do you call it? The quality on the video, you can go up. It goes like 140 something, and it goes up 7 something. But there's another one higher than that.
Yeah.
Resolution on the picture. That's all incredible. There are some really incredible things. Sorry?
Yeah.
Hey, Astral's back.
Yeah.
Sorry, Flat Earth dude, we didn't quite hear what you said. Say that last bit again.
I know. There's one you can do a 4K video now on YouTube.
I hope everybody realises that we were just saying how wonderful and clear everything is, and now
I love it.
he's got a signal problem.
You sound like a Dalek. Wherever it was, you were sounding good. Can you not go back to that corner again?
He's driving.
No, okay. Stick it in reverse then.
Speak now, Flat Earth dudes. Speak now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go on. What would you just say?
Just saying, we all using this technology for good and to help people, whether if it's urine therapy or gardening or eating dandelion roots or whatever. We're talking about flat Earth. I mean, we've got all those things that are really good things that we get to share, and they're trying to shut us down from doing that, and it's just brutal.
I
yield the floor.
Right, sorry, good. I just want to say, I don't understand it because it's for the better kind that we have these kind of hangouts and these groups and these chats, you know. I mean, we learn so much. Dandelion is awesome. It's a weed, man. They just mow them down and burn them, you know, and throw them away. Dandelion. Take the top of dandelion, put it in a pot and let it steep for a day or two or whatever, you know, put it in vinegar. This is an amazing plant that we have, and they're everywhere. Everyone has them, you know, and it's a weed. Anything that's a weed, it's good. It's got to be.
Cannabis used to be the same.
It's got to be. Well said, Tommy.
Well, you know, a lot of this stuff even is down to like, oh, well, that's a folk tale, but actually the folk tales are the truth. Do you know what I mean? Everything's the opposite. So they're weeds, but they're probably really good for you instead, or whatever. You know what I mean? You can do so many different things with them, and yeah, nettles.
Well, if I could say to somebody, right, if you eat this plant, this weird, I'm not saying it's a dandelion now, let's just say another plant, right? I take a flower, specific flower, and I say to someone, I hold it in front of me and I hold it in front of them. This plant, if you have cancer, will cure your cancer, right? Well, if I was to say that to 10 people, how many of the 10 people would believe me? And out of those 10 people, how many will think that I was a total idiot? And out of those 10 people, how many would probably research it? You know, everything that we say, it has such a bearing on everything, you know. I mean, Karen, Tommy, Flat Earth Dude, Patricia, we're truthers. We look for things, right? I look for like healthy eating. Tommy, I know, right? You eat healthily, and you know you're a vegetarian, and you know you've got all that going on for you, right? People might not believe that, but I've spoken to you. I know what you're eating. Same with me. I know what I'm eating, and it's not like this plastic Papagoya cheese or whatever, you know. I'm eating real live food. I just think, and I wish that people would realize and wake up and understand that they can look into these kind of things themselves and see, hey, my grandfather, my father, my mother, my sister, my brother, whatever, whoever has this ailment, how can they cure it? Well, one
I
thing
think
is,
that's another reason, like Rich wanted to get people got life up and going for the
yeah,
same
help
reason.
each other.
You know, if you haven't got lots of money, but you can find alternative, you know, okay, if you have to go to the doctor to be diagnosed, but you can look up and get alternative medicines and alternative ways, you're trying herbal or whatever it is.
Yeah,
You
exactly,
can
Karen.
find it
You know,
on people for
there,
people.
there is always a alternative online. You can always find an alternative online, and the reason why I say online is because there are thousands, if not billions, millions of people online that have some connection to a person, family relative, loved one, whatever, that has got some sort of, you know, a cancer or, you know, this, that, or the other that they have a, you know, a problem with. And what can they do? Well, either you can go to the doctor, one, or B, you can go to, you
Well,
know,
Astral, actually, you need to
people
stay
like us
away.
online.
Astral, you need to stay away from the doctor if possible.
Yeah,
But you
what I'm
could
saying
go
is
there
this,
for diagnostic or something. They can, but then hopefully try and sort it out a different way and not take all the horrible hospital pills.
yeah, but that's what I was going to say, Karen, right? You can either go one, A, to the doctor, or B, not to the doctor, or two, not to the doctor, right? And find your own cure online. I mean, and that's the thing. You can go online, you can find a cure for everything. If you're, whatever it is you've got, gout, cancer, gangrene, doesn't matter what you have, there will be some natural cure online that you can follow, and it won't cost you hardly any pennies or nothing. You know, you can grow it yourself, whatever, treat yourself. Let's do it. That's the way forward. Forget about going to a doctor for treatment anyway. You can go to a doctor for, you know, a diagnosis, but other than that, don't let them treat you, don't let them stick you, don't let them, you know, take money from you, because they do not need your flipping money, man. We've worked hard all our lives for that money. Rant over. I yield the floor.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tommy.
No,
Tell us
I'm with you.
about the dandelions, man.
And the curing yourself and stuff like that's important. I personally, I'm trying to learn how to be a kind of doctor that, you know, I just have to look at you and I know what your problem is, right? I can, and this gets into how, like, you gotta treat your body like a glass of water, and I do that, right? I used to be 244 pounds. Uh, I've kind of like been curing myself of all kinds of weird things, even though I was involved with the medical society for a long time, right? The system, right? Um, uh, I guess I was about 30 years old. I think I was in jail, and they diagnosed me as having a tuberculosis, right? And I don't have nothing now. I've had hepatitis A, B, and C, and these are all things that apparently you can't get rid of, but I got rid of them. I used to be 244 pounds, and now I'm about 145, 150, maybe. I haven't checked my weight, but I mean, but I've been doing a lot of strange fasting and stuff, like over the last month and a half or so. I'm kind of like, not over the last month and a half. I mean, I've been doing it kind of off and on for a couple of years, but I mean, just recently I've been looking at things differently and trying different techniques, and I'm trying to learn how to do things with my own self so that I can be able to help others out without having to go to a doctor, because I just don't even, those guys don't do anything but sell death. They don't do anything for life. I think 90% of our problems is the food addictions that we have. The foods that we eat are genetically modified organics, and we have no idea what they even do to humans. I know as soon as you take the God particle out of any plant, it becomes an acidic type of plant. Like this is where everybody thinks, oh, get your carrots and your peas and all this kind of stuff. The carrot is a cross between a Queen Anne lace and a yam. And when they did that, they turned it into an acidic thing. And that's why if I go downtown in the morning and stuff, these guys are all, oh, you better come on in here and get a glass of carrot juice. That's probably not the, first of all, I only eat once a day, and probably, sometimes I don't eat. Sometimes I go a couple of days without eating, right? It's just, I think this whole thing, everything's been a lie to us. Even like,
Can I say, Tommy, carrots, aren't they GM? Because they're orange, GM, corn, GM. These are like man-made crops, aren't they?
yeah.
Because a carrot is not, they weren't orange originally.
No, it came from Belgium.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But I mean, they
It was
changed,
a cross between a
changed,
Queen Anne
they
lace and a
changed it,
yam,
didn't they?
right? They hybrid these plants together. They splice them, right? You know, and once you do that, it gets into the Bible, because the Bible says that there's some Dr. Sebi. He's a really good guy. He's dead now. Apparently, they murdered him in a Mexican jail. They picked him up with a couple grams of weed, and then they busted him, and then he died in jail, apparently in custody. But Dr. Sebi's got some great videos out there. He talks about the
I like
hybridization of plants. He says even his own brother was a pastor for like 30 years, and he says, look, why are you going to the doctor when it says right in the Bible the cure is all in the herbs, it's in the plants, you don't need to go to a doctor? And yet his brother died, right? And he was a pastor for 30 years, and he said, look, I mean, it's right in the book. The good book, it's called the good book for a reason. And the answers are in the book. But see, I just don't get, there's many books that haven't even been incorporated into that book, right? Which, I mean, I heard some information recently that there's like 200 books to the original Bible. And then the Ethiopian Bible actually has 80 books in it. And it's including the Book of Enoch. And so, I mean, like, they got this game all rigged up. That's why I was getting back to the thing about, like, who's ever behind this whole situation is not exactly human. And empathy or no empathy, I think the ones that have no empathy are the 0.6% that are actually being run by the 0.4%, right? And the 0.6% are keeping the 99% of the world paying their taxes. And we're all trying to figure out what the flat is going on here.
Nice save.
I pass the floor. I yield my. It's up to you, Astral. Whoever. I yield.
That was good, man. Good, man. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we need to definitely wake up. Not just ourselves. All right, Tommy, Karen, Flat Earth dude, Patricia, we are on that level where we're more attuned to things, what's going on. We are aware of what's going on, but we are not even awake. Believe me, Tommy, I think there's so much we do not understand, and there's so much we do not see yet. I think we're awake, yeah, don't get me wrong, but we're just coming out of a little slumber. We've still got this sleep in our eyes still, and we're like, scratching around looking, well, what's going on? And we have all these thoughts and all these ideas and things, but yet I believe, I hope maybe I'm wrong, but I believe there's just way more that we're not aware of yet. I mean, way more. It's like one of those hiding or beyond, lifting the veil kind of things, whereas the veil's been lifted, but yet there are still more veils to go, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
I know we're awake in a sense. We know things are going on that shouldn't be going on. We know this whole system of government and governance and how things are. It ain't right. No one's happy. I mean, basically, no one is happy, right? We're all complaining. We're all moaning. We don't want to go to work. And if you do want to go to work, all right, brilliant. You love your job. I take my hat off to you. But we know something is wrong and something needs to be fixed, you know, and it's like we're at this kind of a crux in our part of our lives at the minute, flat earth and all this truth business. We need to know more, but we do not know the whole. We really don't. And I think, like I say, some of this veil has been lifted, but not all of it. Yeah, I yield the floor again. I'm going to make coffee.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that 100%. I think the human being has actually been suppressed in its actual ability to. I think the human can actually do things like the Bible says you can move mountains, you know, and stuff like this. And I think there's a lot of things that have done to us, like with the vaccinations when we're children and stuff like that, and the foods that we've been kind of neglectedly been introduced to eat. And you know, I mean, I did a lot of drugs in my day, but don't get me wrong, I'm not a crazy drug addict. I mean, I was in my day. This gets demonic because I believe certain parts of my life were actually possessed. I was possessed by certain entities that actually made me pursue certain lifestyles, right? You know, I was involved in the cocaine industry for quite some time, and I had a lot of stuff going on when I was in my youth. I was always involved with stuff that was involved with mind-altering drugs, and but I mean, also it was like I have the Christian side of me as well, because I mean, I went through this crazy path of um, experimentation in my youth, and I did a lot of stuff in my days and stuff, and I started looking at myself today. I'm 55 years old. I'm going to be 56 in July, so that's going to be. Well, I'm on July 15th, so 07, 15, 62. I'll be 56 on July 15th, and there's about almost 60 days, less than 60 days before I'm 56 years old. And I feel like inside my soul and my spirit, I'm like a teenage boy at heart. You know, I'm just an innocent little kid just trying to play and have fun. And just like I hate going to work. You know, I don't like being a slave to the clock or the man or all that kind of bullshit. I always kind of insisted on being my own self-employed kind of guy. And then recently I ended up in a coma about 15 years ago. And then that set me back a bunch. But I mean, I've been at this for so long, and it's just like I look at it all and I start realizing that the human being is a lot more potential than what, you know, we evolved from some monkey and Big Bang explosion 14.8 billion years ago, and sometime around 4.3 billion years ago, this globe we live on, right? A piece of dirt landed on this place and decided to turn into a fish to become a primordial gabagook to a fish to a monkey, and then here I am today, and yet there's still monkeys here today, and I'm supposed to say, well, how come there's still monkeys here? These guys, they forget to evolve? You know, so I mean, this whole damn thing that got everybody living in is just
really
a
bad,
conundrum.
all the lies, though, isn't it? It does leave you almost in like shock. Even though I know it, I still find myself repeating like the lies. They're just so bad, so many of them. So it's just whoa.
And then you got grandkids, right? And then, you know, I mean, I still have a 15-year-old boy, or he's 14 now. He's my son's 14. Pardon me. And you know, I try and watch out for their future, and I just don't sometimes, and there's caught in the system as well. And I look at me as a human being, and I said, well, why was I even created? Because they just wanted to create me to create more kids so they could create more taxpayers to pay out of their own blood and sweat And at the end of it, they got nothing in the end of the game either. I'm trying to stop this whole cycle of madness. And I get with what Astral's saying and stuff. There's got to be a wake up going on here. And I think everybody is in agreement. Karen, I'm with you 100%. Like, we need, like, you ever see that movie, The Bug's Life, where the little guy Flick, he ends up getting smacked around by these big friggin' locust guys, these big grasshopper types. And then the one grasshopper says to the other grasshoppers, well, it's only an ant, like, he's just a piece of, shit kind of thing. And he says, yeah, he's one ant. And he throws a big goober at him, or a big a piece of fruit at him, and whacks him on the head. He says, that's one ant. And he says, there's two ants. And he hits him on the head again. He goes, no, there's three ants. He said, and then he pulls the thing. He says, but here, and he pulls the lever, and about 1 billion of these little balls of fruit come bowling down and just cream out the whole 6 or 8 of these locusts that are running the show there. And he says, now, do you see this? If we have an avalanche of ants, we got a real problem. Therefore, this is where
there's a lot.
That's funny.
We've got to have an avalanche of ants attack the White House, attack Parliament Hill in Canada. You got to take down 10 Downing Street in England. You know what I'm saying? The Queen's Buckingham Palace. Give me a break. You ever see that little carriage she rides around in? Made out of pure gold?
Interrupt you, Tommy. Can I interrupt you? There is so much truth in these films. There is so much truth in these, and they're taking the piss in a sense, because they want us to see, but yet they want us to see it in like a mocking tone, It's just yeah, for sure, man. The kids see it.
Well,
our kids see it. That's how much they're taking that piss. The kids
That's a Pixar
the
Disney
kids realize it before the adults do. Do you understand what I'm saying? They put it into cartoons. The kids, our children, see what is going on. All right, in a diluted way or a distorted way. They see it before we do. Before we realize it. That's how corrupt and shit it is, Yeah,
well, see, what we need is something that will pull the pin on that avalanche. Something that's going to set the whole world ablaze, that'll piss off everybody to the point where that's enough, all right? And that avalanche will happen worldwide. Every city capital will be invaded by every single person.
Well said.
And then we would just not stand at the gate and wait for them to pick us off like ants, right? We'll just go one after one right into these buildings and drag these people out by their hair, right? And it's the end of the story, right? You know what I'm saying?
I like that terminology, Tommy, avalanche, because
it's got to be.
Because
obviously exactly we outnumber them 99% to 1, right? This is more than an avalanche. This is so sickening. It makes humanity look like we're so stupid, right? How can you have 99% of the world's population broke as a joke, chasing dollar after dollar, which is fucking phony currency anyway? Yeah. And then, pardon my French, and then all of a sudden we got less than 1% that's got all the quid? Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Are we that stupid?
No, we're not
grandchildren that are going to fall in the same friggin' trap.
Tommy, we know the world is broken and we need a revolution. The world needs fixing because it is broken. We've said this. This has gone on for so many years, man.
It is broken. I want to say something about the growing up out here in California, man. I used to know people that had like just regular job, like, plumber, whatever. They all owned houses, man. The UPS driver owned a house. The guy that running the liquor store owned a house. I mean, the guy that for the smallest job, you could buy a house, and now that's not even possible at all, man. If you're not making a lot of money, you're not buying a house in California, man, period. At least not a decent one. Anyway, it's broken. The system's broke.
Even when you bought the damn thing, you don't even own it anyway. Even when you register your car, You register your car,
Right.
Regis. As soon as you register your car, you got the right to use it, not to own it. That's why you got to get insurance. Because if you get insurance, you hurt somebody, they hurt the taxpayer. You want to get that guy back to work. It ain't about fixing your car.
Well, we used to have a community of people that you know, like now it's just big corporations, man, and people that work for them, like Walmart and you know, the grocery store. It's just a big corporation. I used to go into the grocery store, man. They knew my name. They'd like, dude, you forgot your milk, bro. What's wrong with you? You know, they were just. It was a community. It felt great. It was just wonderful. It's all gone now. You know, I've got a little piece here and there. Astral, you probably have more of a community feel, being around small little town
yeah,
like yours.
in a sense, yeah. All right. I don't know a lot of people, but by their name. But when I do go to people, I meet people, I always introduce myself, you know, say, hi, I'm Astral. I don't say that, but I say, hi, I'm boom, you know. And I love talking to people. I do. I mean, it doesn't matter which day of the week it is, I will always talk to a stranger every single day, you know,
Me
regardless of
too, man.
who it is.
I'm the same way.
It doesn't matter who
I
it
love.
is. And Karen, you can vouch for me because I was talking to Karen on the phone.
Yeah, he did it
As
today.
I was walking home, I
just
met a guy
started yakking.
gardening, and I ended up talking to him, and I spoke to him, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes whilst I was on the phone to Karen. Sorry, Karen. But yeah,
All
that's
right.
the kind of guy I am, you know, and I can't help myself, you know, and they're interesting, you know, they're talking, and he's an old guy, retired, and he's telling me what he's doing, why he's doing it, you know, and out in the sunshine, obviously, out in the sunshine, because what is the most important for us as humans to get in the sun? We have to, as soon as that sun shows its beautiful face, we're there. Are we not? All right, I'm anyway.
You and Flat Earth dude.
Flat and A, baby, flat and A. No, I'm at one of my favorite restaurants near my house. I'm having a little lunch. I know the owner. I know some of the people that work here. You know, and it's just, you know, it feels like home over here. If I go to some big restaurant, you know, that's chain like Chili's or any one of these big giant corporations, man, it just doesn't feel right, man. It feels wrong, man. It's something. All that money is going to somebody that's sitting on a boat in the Bahamas, you know. It's not going to the people that are actually doing the work.
No, you know, can I interrupt again, Flat Earth dude?
I yield, man.
Thank you. I spoke to a good friend of mine today, and I said to him, how can it be we have people that are starving in the world when we throw food away daily? I mean, we throw food away daily. It's not even been opened because it needs to be thrown away, and it's ridiculous.
It's disgusting.
Absolutely.
It makes me like ashamed to be a human that we do that. Come on.
We can give, you know what? I think every single food outlet, every single place that has food, they should not throw it away. At the end of the evening, they should have like a kind of a table where they just give food away to people that are starving, people that are hungry, people that are in need of it, you know. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. You could be in need. I'm in need. Tommy could be in need. Karen could be in need. Patricia. I mean, we are so many people that why throw it away? You know? Why? It's just wrong. And if someone's trying to make a dollar on it, or a krone on it, or a pound on it, or a penny on it, or whatever it is they're trying to make on it, again, that's wrong. Because in my opinion, survival that's what we need. That's what we have to do, isn't it? You know, we have to survive, you know. And if I see someone starving, I've got some food, I'm not going to let them starve and die. I'll give them food and let them feed them, you know. And it's the same what I think
Exactly.
about these stores. They're throwing food away, but yet people are starving. And people are starving. You've got babies starving.
Well, they're pretending to go to
Feed the
space and need
children.
millions and millions of dollars. All these people are starving.
You know,
Billions of dollars.
I'd say this: any company, any like supermarket that throws food away, shame on you. Because instead of throwing it away, you should be giving it to the homeless people in your own country. And believe me, there are thousands of them.
I have to say, Tesco's down the road here, it's a medium-sized Tesco's. I saw them a couple of weeks ago just taking off. I said, what are you doing with that? Because my thing is, well, why don't you give it to the homeless? And that's exactly what he said. At the end of the day, they pick a certain amount and they send it off to charities. So, yay.
Yeah.
Anyway, you've got all these stupid rules and regulations about what you can and cannot do for all that. While they don't mind injecting all the food with all these chemicals and then feeding it to us. So it's all a bit weird, really, isn't it?
Where I live, we have I know of a couple people that do exactly that. Astral is they go around to the grocery stores and they pick up.
Ran out of the slices, so we made
unwanted
you even
food.
bigger.
Thank
We ran out
you.
of the actual
Thank you.
slices, so we got
Sorry. Right on, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's getting his lunch, aren't you?
I'm having my lunch. They go around, they collect the food from like a place called Trader Joe's and another wonderful supermarket called Mother's, which is all organic. And they go and they actually give it to every Saturday morning. They give that food away by the truckloads, man. And I am so impressed. But also near where I live, they have these boxes for, I think they're called boxes of love. And it's literally a box at a park that you can put food into if you have extra. Or if you need food, you just take it.
That is a good idea.
And isn't that cool, man? When I found out about this about 2 months.
That is so simple.
And I was like, it's
so simple and so
simple,
easy.
Man. What I wanted to do is go put some beer in one of them, but I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, it's just a box for love, man. If you need it, take it. If you've got extra, drop it off, man. It's simple. We need to have something like that.
You've actually given me a good idea, right? Imagine like a kind of a bird table, this like pole in the ground with a little bird house on top. But the birdhouse on top would be a box of love, like you say, and you can open it, put something in it, and people can just take, whatever it is they're so, their desire is, If they need to eat something, then get something to eat, and if they want to give something, give it. That's an awesome idea.
It's such a beautiful thing and so simple, We try to overcomplicate things sometime, and something simple like that could spread. But imagine if the whole world knew where they actually lived, or how beautiful it would be. That would be like every day. It would be like, here's food. There you go.
But just 10 people did something, right? 10 people. Let's imagine, right? There was one box, but 10 people contributed to that box. Imagine now, right? You are a mother with 2 children, you're a bit hungry or whatever, and you go to the box and you find like some bread and you find some, a bit of fruit and a bit of vegetables and whatever. Man, that would be just awesome, Oh, great, we can eat again today, kids. Lovely, let's go home,
So I gotta support that thing, kind of like that, and
we have to do.
If I got some extra, I'll give it.
I like that idea, man. I really do. I think we should do that. I really do. I think we should.
I do.
Strive to promote this. Go at it.
I think boxes of love, whatever you want to call it, you get the idea.
Fucking hell, that's a good idea. Flat Earth dude.
Yeah, nice to put those words in as well, because it's the one thing we don't really ever really talk about or show, like, put on your messages, much love, send, we just don't do it enough.
No, there's no love in the world anymore, We say, I love you, and we say, much love or whatever, but in essence, do we mean what we say?
Yeah, if we said it more, we mean it.
We say it a lot. We do. I know. Here on the Sun and Moon, we do say like, I love you, I love you, I love you. We need to have more people saying, I love you, and we need to have more people saying it with meaning, not just saying it. We need to feel. We need to be the change we want to see. It's like that, isn't it? Be the change.
Yeah.
And like Flat Earth Dude says, these boxes of love, hey, that is one way of saying I love you, I care.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man, to
Mute.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Karen.
What?
Someone's making a bit of noise. I presume
that was me, but I'm sure.
I don't know.
I thought it was me.
Yeah, Flat Dude's having some lunch. Just to say, heart patients put the world's a reflection of people's minds, and then they put, if you want to change the world, just change yourself.
Exactly. Be the change you want to see, and that's where we need to start. Be the change you want to see.
Well, that's why we're all here, man. That's why we've come together. Is we are the change. We're doing what we can, and we just want more people to get on board, man. Let's take this ride and it'll be a great place when we're done, man. It'll be amazing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the corrupt few, man, have really messed this place up, man. America's been involved with like 50 wars or something. I don't know, some kind of crazy number.
Oh, every war.
And every war. They've been involved with every war.
I know, somewhere along the line.
It's just sad. It's just so sad, man. What for what? People don't dislike people, man. If I go to Japan, man, I'm going to be like, dig it, man. Cool, bro. I'm going to be in and I'm going to be wanting to taste their culture, man. They're going to dig what I bring to the table too, man.
Can I interrupt you there, Flat Earth Dude, right?
Go ahead.
I've traveled extensively. I've traveled when I was 19. I left the UK and I went traveling. I traveled. I'm still traveling. But and then I had a job. I worked for American Airlines. I went to the States a lot. So yeah, I've been around anyway. The problem is this: people need to realize, like what you just said there. Wake up, see how things are, look around you, help each other. Be the change you want to see, and that's where we need to be. We need to be. We need to have this mentality where, all right, we're good, we love each other, we all have this burning desire to right wrongs and to find the truth, but we need to help each other, and we need it's not going to happen overnight, is it?
Yes, helping each other is a really good thing, because that doesn't happen a lot.
No, it doesn't.
It could happen kind of quickly.
Yeah, it could, but the thing is that
it
won't.
Probably won't, but it could.
They're making sure that we're not allowed to help each other, though, aren't they? I mean, some Americans.
No, they keep shutting down our channels.
To feed a homeless person.
Exactly, but that's the thing. We need to continue. We need to carry on and keep spreading our message, and keep, like I said before, subscribe to everybody's channels, because if you subscribe to me and I subscribe to you, hey, we're all interlinked. It's a big spider's web, and we're all connected, in that sense, and we know, them, I know them.
Not just that, though, Astral. We're all coming together on these hangouts and talking to each other. I mean, we're only left, we're not, we'd love to change everything right now, but we're left to talking with each other. And hopefully this is, more people will become, realize we have to be united. Somehow we have to be united. We're all going to have slight differences. We're all different people, but we've got to be united and get rid of that sodding ego. Sorry, it's a sodding ego. That ego, which just doesn't want to help, doesn't like, get rid of it. You've got to get rid of it. You've got to rethink who and what you are.
Yeah. Yes.
Very well said, Karen. That was amazing. So
Was
true.
it?
It was real. It was. You could tell that was from the heart. That was real. It wasn't made up or scripted or anything like that. That is true love, man, right there. Yeah, we are gonna make that change, man. I know we are. We are just, we're just getting our feet wet right now, and I think this avalanche is coming. The avalanche of ants is coming.
That's it. Slowly.
Yeah.
I think as long as we have answers to the questions that are posed us, then we can't really go wrong, can we? If we have the answers to questions that are asked, we can't really go wrong, as long as it's the right answers. Okay, don't get me wrong, you can always answer the question and people won't accept that answer. But I mean, yeah, that's where we're at, the Earth's flat. It's as simple as that. And you can do the calculations, you can do the maths, and you can find out, you can use your camera and you can look and see with your own eyes. If I can see that country over there, how can it be curved? It isn't. Therefore, it must be flat, And it's this but it's this, yeah, exactly. But is this waking up to what? No, it can't be. What? No, we're living on a gold, man. I've just seen a flipping science fiction film the other day. I can see the Earth. It's a big spinning ball in space, blah, 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 with the moon, tottering about it every now and again. It is all bollocks. It's all bollocks. And the whole thing is bollocks because that's what they want us to believe. They want us to believe in bollocks. Rant over. I yield the floor.
Yeah, so I muted myself. I was pouring myself a drink. You've got those words are exactly right. Astral at the end. BOLLOCKS. It is all rubbish. It's disgusting. I can't find another word. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Come on.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's more than disgusting. It's like it's creepy. Right?
Yes, it is a bit, isn't it?
Well, I mean, these guys they have armies, they have militaries, they have airplanes, they have tanks. They have guns, bullets, they have police forces. I mean,
we got love, baby. We got love.
Yeah, we got love. I understand, but I mean,
we got
the best.
In these. We have the best weapon of all weapons. We have truth.
Well, this is where I go with it, right? Got Toronto Tommy's Truth Academy.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's all I can do. I just speak truth, and I don't know anything more than anybody else because every day I'm learning. Every time I open a book or I look at another video or I listen to another radio gig, I learn something every time, and things are changing. Like I try and look at things in the spiritual aspect of things because I think there's a lot of spiritual warfare going on, and that's being overlooked. Because I believe the people that are in charge of the game, they definitely know about this as a spiritual warfare. And I believe they operate on a timeline that has to coincide with something with the zodiac as well. This new age of Aquarius is got something to do with the house of the water bearer. And then even when the apostles in the Bible asked Jesus, Yeshua, when he would be seeing him again, they said, next time you'll see me, you'll be in the house of the water bearer. and that's Aquarius. And apparently we went from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius on December 21st, 2012. That was the, I guess, the official equinox per se. I don't know. And then some are giving it a little bit more time, this, that, and the other thing. But I don't know. I mean, the way that these guys operate, they do everything kind of like by the book. And it's about that. I believe what's going on with this stuff with Israel and the Palestine and the whole Middle East conflict going on with Syria and stuff. This is all about land grabs and stuff like this, and it's not particularly over oil. And they want to get rid of a type of people. They want to get the Sabbatean Francis are a type of Jew that came out in the year 1666 by Zebetar Zevi, and he was a Jew, and he thought he was going to be the new Messiah back then, and he went to Jerusalem, and they basically told him no, and then he ended up going back to Turkey in that area, and they basically told him the only way he's going to get back in the club is he's going to join the Muslim sect, and he's going to corrupt that organization, right? Because the Roman Catholic Church created the Prophet Muhammad apparently the year 725 AD. So this has got to do with that Zebi guy. Zabatar, Zebi, and then the Francis. These are these Khazarian Hyksos type of Jews. And now, recently, so you got to understand the Arab Saudi family in Saudi Arabia, the Saudi King Saud and his family, these are the same Jews that are Sabadai Zebi, the Francis. These are the ones that you have now that are in Israel. And recently, I picked up information that now the royal family of Saudi Arabia is going to visit Israel, just like to have a little get together and celebrate something, right? Now, apparently, you would think that being Arabs, which they're not true Arabs because they're crypto, right? They're crypto Francis, right? You would think that because they're coming from an Arab nation that they would be defending their Arab people, right? But no, you see, this gets creepy because this is where we don't even know what's going on, and this gets in the bloodlines and the families of who's who. These papal bloodlines, the Aldebrandinis, the Contis, the Orsinis, these people, they're the ones that are actually in charge, and they have these war tables like the Black Pope in World War II. I mean, these people pay for both sides of each war. And you have to understand that the United States runs on a petrodollar, and it was King Saud in 1947 that actually had Truman on the USS Quincy in the Panama Canal that told the President Truman that now you guys spent all. See, the United States basically supplied both sides of the war in World War II with all the fuel. And at the end of the war, they were basically tits dry. So King Saud had Truman on the USS Quincy in the Panama Canal in 1947. And he brought 40 sheep on board of the USS Quincy. Okay. And that he said, now that you guys spent all your oil, you're going to be getting all your oil from me now. And your dollar is going to be a petrodollar, because that's ever since the 1940s, late 40s. That's why your dollar has been a petrodollar, right? And everything's been running this fake currency stuff because it's all based on oil, right? And King Saud brought the 40 sheep on board the USS Quincy because he said, look, this is for your American men to copulate with, because you're not going to be sleeping with my beautiful, fine Arab women, you dumb monkey ass, stupid fucks, pardon my flats, right? And he said, goodbye. Now you're going to be buying all your oil from us from now on. End of story. And that gets into the Vatican and this whole shit that's going on. And this is huge. And everybody says, well, I just want to worry about, once it's flat, yeah, that's one thing. Then you got to start looking at, okay, why are these guys hiding the fact that it's flat? Why are these coming up with these fake moon projects? I got information that some days that the moon's only 10 miles away, and it's doing this Analema thing, or the Lumalina, right? Which, what's it? God bless the man. I caught his video the other day, but he did a great presentation on how the moon operates. I think it was actually a link through Sun and Moon. But,
David Marsh. Dave Marsh.
Stan. I think Stan. Was it Stan?
No, Dave Marsh.
Dave Marsh. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, this stuff is all making sense. I go out there at night, I look at the moon, and I say, like, man, that thing is not very far away. In fact, I used to send an old girlfriend of mine from high school text messages in the middle of the night because I used to get off at 3 o'clock in the morning from work, and her husband died a couple of years ago, so I kind of chatted with her on the way home from work sometimes. And I say, you're almost as pretty as one of those special moons that where the clouds go behind it, because I could see the clouds at night when I was coming home from work going behind the moon. I'm going, what in the hell? That thing's not that far away. This has been going on for years, right? But you start realizing this stuff, and you start, okay, now once it's flat, why are they doing this, and who's doing it? They influence the music industry, the television industry, the movie industry, the newspaper industry, the radio stations. They got every propaganda thing going. They got the minds all educated, chewing on sodium fluoride bars in recycled city water, just walking off the edge of a cliff like these dumb blind sheep. And we're just a couple of these black sheep that just happen to be walking against the grain here. And some days I feel like I get targeted out. My health's doing pretty good, but some days I get these incredible headaches because I hear these. I know they got frequency weapons they use against us because I'm walking in society sometimes and I hear the chirping and the high pitched frequencies. I'm deaf in my left ear. That was a little head injury I had back in the day. And basically I'm about 80% deaf, so I can hear the pitches go up and down in my left ear. I hear certain frequencies going up and down in my right ear. And then I start thinking, okay, now these guys got patents on this stuff too. If you think I'm talking out my backside, you can go ahead. You can get on and take a look at the patent that they have on mind control apparatuses. They got patents for causing people illnesses, and I've even heard they got patents that they can even cause people cancer. Right?
Tommy, can I interrupt you?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
This about you hearing frequencies. I've been hearing frequencies for a long time. I don't know exactly when I realized I was hearing frequencies. Probably maybe a year ago, or 8 or 9 months ago, or about there anyway. But the more I pay attention to it, and I would like to ask anyone in the chat, anyone who's listening to this now, pay attention. Can you hear frequencies? Because even if you turn off your router, your Wi-Fi, whatever, turn everything off, turn your power off in your house totally, you can still hear frequencies, or I can, even when I'm out walking, I can hear these frequencies in my head. I'm like, there's nothing here, man. I'm in nature. I'm in the forest now. I shouldn't be hearing anything, but I'm hearing them. I just want to ask, has anyone else got the same, that they're continually bombarded with these frequencies and shit, man?
Astral.
Was it just me?
Astral, did you not tell me about just last week about when you were? They got technology now that if you rest your head against the window in a train, they can actually put a commercial in your head.
What?
Yeah.
What the flat?
Yeah, it wasn't me, but I'm interested to hear that, Tommy.
Yeah, they got technology that if you fall asleep on the train and your head kind of like leans up against the window or something weird like that, you can actually get a television commercial put in your head.
Holy shit!
It wouldn't surprise me, really.
Sorry.
I thought it was you telling me last week or something, brother. Anyway, I'll yield.
I'll chime in a little bit. What a gorgeous day here in Southern California.
How was your lunch then?
And my lunch was good. Like I said, it's one of my favorite places in town. There's nobody here. I'm like the only one. I'm hanging out here. It's springtime still. Everything's popping. The jasmine smells amazing. We got roses. Everything's just, life is just booming over here right now. The trees are full. You can see the new life coming into the trees with all the new leaves. And
yeah, you got beautiful blue sky there, man.
Beautiful blue sky today. I mean, it is really blue. like it used to be, you know, before they
Can I just
chemtrailed
say
the
quickly,
bomb.
dude? Jay Dreamers is in the chat room. He says everyone hears it. We're accustomed to ignoring it. That is why people can't sleep when it's totally quiet. People need ambient sound to distract fruition to the noise.
Yeah, I wonder how long it's been since we had no sound, you know?
Silence.
This silence without all the radio frequencies. I wonder how long it's been. At least in my lifetime, probably never. In all of our lifetimes, probably never.
You know,
Because
one thing I like.
we've all been around as long as radio, you know.
Yeah, one
And
thing
radio
I like.
is.
Flat Earth dude. When I get a bath,
Go ahead.
I like to dip my head under the water and just stick my head under the water, hold my breath for 30 seconds or, you know, as long as I can, and
I
listen.
love that.
Listen to my heartbeat. You know, you can hear like your blood surging through your veins. You can hear it through your head. You know, in that sense. But
Well, everything is vibration, isn't it? Really, without that, there wouldn't be anything. So
yeah, but it's
I don't
the
know.
only time. It's the only time I can really find quiet, because even though I can be in the middle of a forest or whatever, you're always hearing sounds: a plane, birds, some people walking by. You know, cars, transport. You know, you hear
Helicopters. Yeah.
exactly. You're always hearing something. But
It's
when you're in a bath and you put your head under the water, then you're only hearing, like, you know, yourself. Yeah, of course, you get amplified sounds from your neighbor above if they're running the water at the same time. You know, you can hear a fair few sounds. Other than that,
what I really like is
it's peaceful.
When you go to the ocean and you get in the waves and you dive under the waves and you hear the wave, you know, kind of make this rushing sound of the energy of the wave that just passed you. That is something that's very unique to our lives. And I encourage all of you to experience that at least one time. And I don't know, I live near the ocean. I've always have, and it is one of my favorite things in the world, man, is to just get in the ocean and listen. And when you get under that water, like you said, man, you start hearing, you know, you don't hear the world, man. You hear just energy, and it's amazing. Anyway, I yield up the floor here. Go ahead.
it's nice to see you haven't got any chemtrails.
It is beautiful. I cannot believe it. But last summer before, we had almost all summer long, and there was no chemtrails. But as soon as the fall came and winter, they just bombed us, and they've been bombing us all
Chemtrails
year.
follow the planes, though, don't they? You know, when they do change the routes from day to day. I suppose, you know, the last couple of days, thank God, it's been clear again. But the other day, I went out and I just went, "What? The whole sky was just a mesh of chemtrails."
What the flat? What the flat is going on?
Hey. To make us jealous, what did you have for lunch?
I just had a salad and beer. I've been
and a smoke.
Been known to and a smoke. I just had a smoke, and you know, I'm not. You know, I am so polluted from living here in Southern California that I want to be a little more healthy for sure, but I feel that I've lived my health through the fact that I don't have to go to a 9-to-5 job, or I've owned my time for over 30 years. If I don't want to work today, guess what, man? I don't work today. I get to hang out with Sun and Moon today because, you know, that has been my money, is my time. Because unlike money, you can store it up. You cannot store up time. Time is now, and it's always been now. There's no future. There is no past. You know, Jay Dreamers, man, you've talked about this a million times, brother. And it's really hard to stay in the moment. And I would encourage people to stay in the moment of now, because that's all you're guaranteed, man. You are not guaranteed anything in the future. And that's one thing I've lived by for over 30 years, is that I'm going to own my time. Yeah, I might struggle, I might be broke, but I'm not going to give up my time. If somebody says, "Hey, man,
can I interrupt?
I gotta, go ahead, Astral."
Yeah, it's exactly what you're saying there. Our time is the most valuable commodity that we have. You can forget all about money. You can forget all about gold, diamonds, silver, whatever. Time is the most valuable that we have. It is. It's the most valuable.
The thing that they want is they don't want you living here and now.
No,
they want you living in the past, or frightened of the future and fearful of the past. That's what they want. And anything now is all breaking up, and they're they're trying to break up families. They don't want you being here and now.
No, they don't. Completely. They don't want you to live in the moment. They want you stressed out about the future, and they want you to invest in your 401k, and they want you to, you're going to have this retirement, you're going to live, until you're 85 or 90, and none of us are guaranteed anything, man, as far as the future goes. And I've even written songs about it, where you just have to live in the moment. And I've been doing that, for decades. And I'm very fortunate in that I'm very, very, very wealthy in my time. And that I'm so thankful for, because there's been like a Tuesday afternoon, man, where my friend says, "Hey, man, I'm going to the beach." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go. It's a nice day. Let's go. Let's roll, man." And, we might take a couple sandwiches and some water with us, and we go. And
I'm glad that you're happy with your time.
I really am. And that I want to stress upon everybody, that you got to own your time. If you can own your time, man, you can do much more, man. Do much more than just make money, but we all are in this slave system, man, that, people got to drive cars that are $40,000-$50,000 cars. I mean, come on, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Why do you got to drive a $50,000 car, man?
Hey, I see kids around here, right? And I know an iPhone is not a cheap phone, right? But I see kids here.
I paid $800 for my this phone right here.
Right. But I see
that's
kids
more
around...
than my first car.
Exactly. My point exactly. I see kids around where I live, and they have a phone that costs more than in fact, the last car I bought a cheap second-hand car. The last car I bought, it cost more than the iPhone cost more than the flipping car, man. I mean, come on.
That's crazy, right?
11-year-old kids with an iPhone that costs more than my last car. All right, come on.
Oh, I hate that shit, man. I hate that.
Yeah. Everything is.
I hate that. I hate that flattened shit.
I mean, okay, they need money to buy things, but they've turned it around, so they've got is money. Money is everything.
Right. Yeah, man, and it's, I feel that Tommy and I talked about this last night, where, people in the general people, the average person, has a job at, whatever, Tarbell Realty or whatever it is, whatever company, Walmart. I mean, they're not going, they're not going to give that up, man.
No, they're suckers.
They're suckers,
well,
man.
Crow 777 was talking about that again, isn't it? How much is it? You do this much for work, school, whatever it is, and then this much on cooking, cleaning, and this much. And actually, there's not much time left to think.
Well, I made a slight analogy not long ago. I forget who I was talking to now, but it's like this, right? You go to work, Karen. When you go to work, you're earning a hourly pay, right? And I'm not saying how much it is you're earning, but let's just for example, we say it's £10 1 hour, right? So for that £10 you've earned, it's not actually £10 you're working for. You're working for something you can eat, something you can pay off, or something you can buy, aren't you? Because you're not working to save money, you're working for survival. The only reason why we go to work is for survival, because we need, I'm not saying everyone, because I'm pretty poor, right? But me, in my own circumstance, if I go to work, that money will pay for the following week, or do you understand what I'm saying? I'm living hand to flipping mouth, and it's not good. And
You're you're flat in mouth.
Yeah. I'm flat broke, man.
No, you're flat broke.
Yeah, but you're very rich, aren't you? Because you're rich inside.
But you were saying earlier, Astral, that you and Tommy both have had job problems because you are flat earthers.
Exactly. Yeah. And
right.
I'm the kind of person. I'm the kind of person. If I have a thought on my mind or whatever, I'll say it. If I have something I wish to discuss, I'll discuss about this particular subject. I'll bring it up in that sense. And I even said to my boss, "Look, I'm a flat earther," and he was like, "What? Yeah, right. Check this out. How can it be that we are spinning?" And I give him all the numbers and everything, right? And
right.
Think about it, but not. That's the problem. People think about it, but they do not really think about it. It's like in one ear and out the other. They don't think about it. I mean, really go to the bottom of it, and check it out, do a bit of research, read a bit, find some facts, find some figures, find some something to back the questions, something to back them up, and they don't find that. They don't look for it. And the reason why they don't look for it is because why? They're just lazy, complacent, and they get on with their own little lives,
But they've been nicely controlled, haven't they, Astral? Because we're all sucked into that television.
Television, exactly.
The television, baby.
They've been programmed. And if you say to
that's it. Programming is the commercials.
Yeah, exactly. But you say to people, look, you've been watching television all your life. You've been programmed because you've been watching these programs. But yet they can't ascertain that fact. They can't entertain that fact. I'm sorry. Where they take it for what it is, break it down for what it is, and understand it. They just do not understand it, because they're not looking that far into things. We understand as flat earthers, as truthers, as we want to find answers to questions that are posed us that we do not know the answers to, or we can't look in a book and find the answer, or we can but we do not believe the answer that's in that book. That's what separates us from the chaff. We want to find out the real truths. Yeah.
Yeah, but carry on, Flat. What were you saying about jobs then? These people have it's affected their life because they stood up and said they believed in flat Earth.
Mm.
Yeah, I was talking about Tommy and Astral both. I know a little bit of their stories, and both of them have been either cut loose from a job or not allowed to have a job because they both believe in flat Earth. And that is some serious stuff, man, because if you can't get a job, if you believe
being
in,
racialist, isn't it? Really, in a way, it's being
if you
racialist
believe in,
in a way.
exactly, if you believe in Jesus or Buddha, wherever, yeah, they don't care, just do the job. But if you believe in flat Earth, man, you're going against some serious programming.
Yeah.
And when you go against that, man, you're going against the system hardcore. And people don't go for that, man. For some reason, I mean, you've seen it. We've all seen the interviews on Beyond Imaginary Curve or whatever, Authentic Intent. If you've seen the street interviews where you can see the programming coming out of these people, oh man, well, it's gravity, well, it's, I've seen pictures, the answers are just, we laugh at them now. We laugh. You and I, all of us laugh at those kind of answers because it's like, oh yeah, here we go again. Here comes gravity. Oh shit. Oh damn.
Sigh.
Oh shit.
I have to say this, right? We as flat earthers, we know our shit, right?
We do. We know our shit, man. We know our flat and shit, man.
Seriously, yeah. It doesn't matter who we are, where you're from. If you're a flat earther and you know your shit, then you know your shit. And it's
right.
Just that, right? We could go to a science department of any university or school or college or whatever and go head to head with the biggest.
Head to head, man.
Also, water can't cling to a ball. And that's the one thing I do. And if I ever explain it to someone, I know maybe it's boring, but because I can't usually just get a ball out and get some water and pour it on it. But I'll go, if I get this tea towel and I put water on it, what's going to happen? They go, the water's going to fall off, spin off.
Yeah.
And I said, why do you think? How can you think the oceans are being kept? Oh, that's gravity. I said, we're in gravity. It's supposed to stay. It would stay on the cloth. It doesn't. And they look at you and they. Right, can we change the subject now?
Yeah, they look at you like you're a clown, Karen, right? But in reality, think about it. We're asking a simple, logical question. Why does water not stick to a ball if you're spinning it around? It's because of centrifugal force, right? Everything flies off it. Why would it fly in? Why would it fly in? Seriously, it shouldn't. It can only go out, can't it? If it's spinning round, boom, it's got to go away from it. So how do they I don't know. It's like, it's beyond words. How can they carry on with their water sticks to a ball because of gravity bollocks? I mean, come on, guys. Let's
I know, but when you work it all out, the things that they've asked us to believe and the things they've programmed with us, when we actually think about it, it's like, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's all stupid. It's just ridiculous. How can we be traveling, Mach 80 and all that crap? It's just crap.
I used to look at flies like climbing up walls and walking on ceilings, and I think that's a bit weird. How can that fly be up on the ceiling, crawling along why can I not do that? Why can I not climb up my wall and crawl across my ceiling? I've got feet, I've got hands. A fly's got, 6 feet. It just always amazed me that they could do things like that. All right, I know they're grabbing on with little hooks and shit and whatever, in small little nooks and crannies that we can't see. But still, when I first saw a fly when I was a youngster, a kid, I was like looking at him thinking, man, how's it doing that? I really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's man, we got
it is a bit annoying, isn't it? Because Jay Dreamer's just put something about that in the chat just a minute ago about, well, what are we doing? What do we do about it? Things. But is it a bit like annoying that we're left with growing? Well, I don't mean annoying in the fact we're growing as a community and talking, learning, and communicating. But where can we go? What do you write to the president or your prime minister and say, "Why are you lying to me?" NASA,
shit.
you need to be
That's
you
funny.
need to be shut down.
I think what Flat Earth Dude said earlier, right? When he went to a meetup, he said there was so much energy, there was so much positive energy in that place. And I think that's what's necessary, because we can go online, you know, we've got people in America, people in Australia, New Zealand, England, Canada.
Canada.
Yeah.
That's for you. That's for you, Tommy.
Yes.
Holland,
Big up
Denmark.
Toronto.
Denmark.
Big up Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto.
But I think
Costa said people in Cyprus are beginning to wake up now, and they're beginning to talk about it.
I think what's necessary is
It's
we need to get together physically, because physically we have this. Don't get me wrong now. I'm not
energy.
a weirdo, but like what you said
we have
earlier,
the energy, man.
Exactly, and this energy.
We have the
it's essential.
It's synergy.
Synergy. Yeah, synchronetic energy. Exactly.
Exactly. Exactly what that is, man.
We need to get together, because together we create more than individuals, you know.
Well, that's what I keep seeing, man.
We're 5 people online here now, right? And however many are in the chat. But if we were all together in the same room or in the same
my God, it would be insane, man. It would be insane, man. Awesome.
Beautiful. That's what we need.
It would be like beautiful, exactly.
Yeah, because that's the energy we need to send out into the universe, you know. We do.
Exactly. We have to get together, man. The digital thing's great. In person is it's no comparison, man.
No, I agree.
It's beyond anything I've ever experienced in my life. When I was at that meetup last Saturday, I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is what it's supposed to feel like." Every day.
I met one of my friends, right? He's called One Man and he's Detector. He also lives here in Denmark. I met him last summer. Awesome guy, absolutely awesome. And the good thing about it is, as soon as I met him, we were just talking about all these, you know, things that we speak about, you know, these everything, you know, and he could relate to me and I could relate to him. He could finish my sentences and I could finish his, you know, and that's exactly what we need to do. And that's exactly where we need to be at, you know, in a sense of where we are.
And it's the one thing they don't want. They do not want us coming together. Every law, everything they're making is to make sure we stay apart, we hate each other, we can't help it. The whole thing is set against. It is though, isn't it? It's set against us. You can't even feed homeless people anymore, you know? Golly.
No, it's crazy.
You can totally chill and smoke, man.
Busted. I'm busted. Hey, do you mind if I interview you a little bit?
Oh yeah, for what?
For a little YouTube hangout I got going.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can I'm gonna interview this guy. Let me turn my camera on.
Nice.
Cool.
I won't show your face, man. I'll just show your like knees or something. Hold on. Let me. Dude, what am I doing? Camera. There we go. All right, let me flip it around. Here we go. So, I believe we live on a flat Earth.
Really?
Really?
You believe we're on a flat Earth?
I do believe that.
Me too.
Me too.
So,
like, why? Too.
Because water does not bend.
But would gravity have effect on that? Oh, you believe in flat Earth, so you don't believe in gravity.
Well, gravity is.
You believe the Earth is constantly being pushed up.
I do believe that. Yeah. No, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that.
That's part of the flat Earth.
No, that's the disinformation of flat Earth. There is a flat Earth society that believes that.
Yeah,
and they're called the controlled opposition. Mm-hmm. And I believe that we are flat and stationary. And potentially an infinite plane.
Like the Bible says.
Like the Bible says?
Yeah, that's what the Bible says.
The Bible says that we are an infinite plane that's stationary.
And NASA in Hebrew means deceiver.
All I gotta say is like you. So you believe that all the photos taken by NASA and all of them, those are completely fake?
CGI.
Those are all.
But Oscar, do you feel the spin?
Every
Do you feel
single
it's
picture?
moving? We're not moving.
Okay, I got a couple people online here that are asking, do you feel like you're spinning? Do you know what the actual spin of the Earth is?
Whole, like,
1,147 miles an hour to the east.
I mean, I'm one of the ones that still believe the Earth is round.
Okay.
That's what I learned. But then, according to like what flat earthers, we were not learning the right things from the very beginning. But I'm just saying, hey, I passed my test. I passed my test in the day. So.
Did you guys hear that?
So.
He passed his test, man.
So if
I got past my, we all passed our test.
Yeah.
I say this, right? If his teacher said to
the
him,
Bible too.
7 plus 7 is 12.
So whether the Earth is flat or round, there's
7 plus 7 is 12.
If your teacher said that to you, would you agree with it?
If your teacher said 7 plus 7 is 12, would you agree with that?
If I was being taught like that way back in the day.
Yeah.
But then you're also taught how to count. So if you count,
right?
Then you'll
we got 10 fingers.
Yeah, but then we get told the Earth is a globe, but yeah, in the Bible we get told God created the Earth.
I'm not the most educated person.
I'm not either, man.
I mean,
But I can actually educate you a little bit. First of all, we are told that the Earth is spinning at the equator, which is down in like South America there, right? At 1,036 miles an hour.
No, it's 1,147 miles an hour to the east, or 1,600 kilometers an hour.
So why do we not feel that?
Why don't we feel that's just one movement? We have 3 other ones to cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, how close the sun and the moon are to the Earth?
Okay, so we're
we're
spinning at 1,000
miles
an hour at the equator.
And this
here in California, we're spinning at about 850 miles an hour. Okay, we're rotating around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour around the sun, and then we're shooting through the universe at 666,000 miles an hour.
Yes.
Oh, the 666.
So we got 666 everywhere, man. That's all I'm saying.
You're
Do you know about 666?
23.4 degree angle on its axis, by the way.
Yeah, the 23.4.
The seasons.
So
that's what the way
that leaves over 6666.
It's the devil sign, right? Yeah. So we're spinning, we're rotating, we're wobbling, we're tilting, but do you feel any of that movement?
Nope.
No. Okay. That's if you look out at the ocean, if you go out to Seal Beach, you can see San Clemente Island, Catalina Island.
Yeah. Okay.
You can see the Channel Islands, right? You should see a curve somewhere to the left, to the right, because we're supposedly living on a ball, correct?
Yeah.
So we should see some curve. Have you ever seen the curve of the Earth?
Nope.
Yeah, in NASA photos.
Exactly. Same guys.
Everybody's laughing their ass off right now.
Yeah, tell him there's a guy in Denmark laughing at him.
There's a guy in Denmark laughing at you right now, dude.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Do you want to say hi to him?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Say hi, Astral. Say hi,
Astral. Hi, dude. Hi. How's it going? Nice to see you, man. I'm listening to you while you're talking to this flat Earth dude, and this is a serious conversation. We are a research group. We're over in Europe right now, a few of us anyway, and the Earth.
Oh yeah, I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just saying, like I'm not fully like educated on like what flat earthers believe. I only see what I see on YouTube. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I am one of your round Earth believers.
Yeah, no problem. Hey,
But I mean, like to each their own. You know, it's just like you go on with your life. You know, you can't just dwell on certain stuff and let it take over. It is what it is.
For sure. We all started out like that, right? As
we figured out why they lied to
believers. Us. We started out as glow believers, and I don't know the story for everybody, but most of us started out believing in the globe. We found this flat Earth clues, flat Earth, whatever, and we looked into it, and you know what? There is no curvature. You cannot find the curvature of Earth, and if you can't find the curvature of Earth, it means therefore it must be flat. And looking at
but then, what about
looking into the Bible, it also says God
don't go there.
Can I say one thing to this guy listening in right now? I've just said it on it. It's
What's
a bit
your
boring.
name?
But
What's your name?
Earl, man.
I'm Karen.
Earl.
I'm
This
Karen,
is Earl. This is Karen.
Hi.
She's in England.
If you think that gravity's real, get a tea towel or a ball and pour water on it. What's going to happen? It's going to fall off. It's just going to spin off. Yeah, you then want to believe that the oceans are kept to this ball through gravity. If it can't keep the water on a tea towel or a ball, it's not going to keep an ocean on. You have to wake up and realize what you're being told. It's like a penny drops. Ching. It's like waking up is realizing all the lies.
Well, see, because they lied to us to keep us slaves, right?
He has.
It was nice talking to you.
Earl's got to go. Earl's got to run, man.
Okay, peace, brother.
All right. Peace, brother.
Peace.
Oh, bye, Al.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, man, I tried.
Well, at least one good thing is thinking about it, so maybe he'll look into it. He'll probably tell somebody, and if you tell somebody, then they'll probably look into it. It's always that.
Yeah, dude, you put it out into the ether a bit more, so someone else now knows about it more.
Exactly, and that could spread. He could be the next Karen.
He could be the next Mark Sargent.
He could be the next Astral, or
I was dragged onto a hangout.
There's
flatter dude.
There.
Anyway, yeah, that's it. Put it out in the ether. You're right about that, Karen.
Sure.
We need to do way more of that.
Yeah.
We
are going to
go
to a tavern, have a few beers, and say, "I met this guy today. What a
met this guy, dude.
He's a flat Earth guy."
Hey, you won't believe it.
You won't believe it. But yeah, he could.
He tried, and he wasn't rude or anything, was he? He was quite jolly.
It was good. It was cool. He actually works at the restaurant. I just had lunch. And that's fine. He's probably, but he might tell like 10 people tonight that I ran into this dude who believes the Earth is flat. But one of those guys, man, just like me, just like you, Karen, Astral, Tommy, he's gonna get that word. Oh man, this shit is fake. And he's going to go research it.
Isn't it? That's how we started.
Because when I was told, man, the first time I was told about Flat Earth, a friend of mine I was working with, we were doing some audio gig, and he goes, "Hey, man, all the satellites are fake, bro." And I'm like, "What?" Like, dude, they're all CGI pictures, man. Find me a picture of a satellite in space. And I went, "Oh, fuck, yeah, shut the fuck up, man. Shut the flat up." And I'll find that picture. And no, I didn't find that picture ever. And they're all CGI. And you can tell CGI when you see it, man. It's very obvious, especially around the edges of objects like a car or something. You can tell it's been edited in. And so anyway, that was kind of fun.
Good job, brother.
I tried.
Thanks for doing that. The chat room is saying, well, people in the chat room are saying thanks for that, Flat Earth dude.
Yeah, and that's how we have to do it. We have to go out. We have to meet the people.
What do you call it? You call it a. Oh, I was just going to say
flat smacking.
That's it. Yeah.
Flat smacking.
You just flat smack someone.
I would. Can I just add? I would like actually also to do a few of those. The only problem that I have over here is that well, I'm in Denmark, so obviously I need to speak Danish because many people do speak English. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people can actually speak good English over here, but I don't want to do a video where it's limited in people's understanding, if you know what I mean. Because, all right, I can speak Danish, no problem. But there's only, I think, 5-6 million people in the world speaking Danish. So, I mean, it's limited, like I say. So, English, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Hey, Tommy tells people as well, don't you, Tommy?
Yeah, I tell them all the time, right? I mean, but people, they're like deer in the headlights a lot of the time because they just, like even I tell people even that I've known for a long time and they know I'm a flat Earth guy and like some people I kind of think I'm crazy or something because I just because I just every time they see me I got something new coming up out of me, right? And because I don't like I always change up things, right? Because everything's always different all the time, right?
Tommy,
And,
you're flat and crazy.
Well, yeah, man.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding.
No, but I don't mind it.
You're good. You're
I'd
good,
rather
Tommy,
be
man.
flat and crazy, right? Like because they were all flat in the head, right? and
you flatheaders.
And
Flatheads.
I don't mind being.
They're actually the flatheads
because
we get called flat tards all the time, right?
Oh yeah, well,
they're the actual.
I don't care about the name
flatheads.
stuff. I mean, I don't make any kind of enemies with anybody. Or I mean, everybody likes me and stuff, right? Like I got a likable personality.
We love you. I love you, Tommy. I don't know about anybody else.
I
love you, Karen, Astral, Patricia.
You know,
I love you guys. I love you guys.
Love you, Tommy.
I mean, it's just sometimes like I get frustrated a bit because like I've repeated it with people sometimes, right? And my dog's a really good link because he's a really good looking dog, right? And so like a lot of people are always coming up and checking him out and stuff, and that's a great way for me to kind of like break the ice because a lot of people don't even like to say hello, right? A lot of people are walking around, they're too busy looking at the cell phone. What's the next text?
They won't even say hello.
Yeah, like it's the cell phone cyborg city, right? And they're all like screen culture, right? So I mean, it's they go home, they look at the TV screen. They just go to work, they look at the computer screen. Then they get it on their break, they get on the cell phone screen, and then they're on the streetcar or subway home, and they're on their cell phone screen again, or their laptop screen, or their iPad, or tablet, or whatever.
Yeah,
it's a crazy thing, and so the dog is a really good thing to have because he's natural. And he looks like a wolf because he's not a husky because he doesn't have a corkscrew tail or nothing like that, right? And he's got the sky blue eyes and he's like a real good way to break the ice with people. So I do try and push a positive message, like with the flat Earth thing. It's I don't just jump right out of the box and hit them with flat Earth. I have. Right? I try and talk about health, and I usually try and point to the sky first and see if they can notice a plane flying around with a new cloud system coming in right behind it. You know what I'm saying? And try and point that out. I try and wake people in several areas because, like to me, it's flat. And now what? So I'm on the now what stage. Why?
Now what? Now what?
Why did they do this? Right? Who did this?
Why did they do this?
Then I look at the monetary system, how they got the game rigged from day one, even with my birth certificate, we're born in with their Black's Law, Maritime Admiralty stuff, right? And it's just, it's huge. And that's where I got to
it's huge.
Well,
it's huge, man.
I guess in order, once you wake people up to the flat fact, right? I mean, then if the real clever ones, like there's just still I know people that even know it's flat and they're still kind of sleeping, right? It's kind of like it's a weird thing, right? But I mean, it's a difference. To me, it comes and goes. Like some days I studied a lot of flat Earth stuff. Other days I start looking at religious stuff, like what are these guys up to? And then another day I look at the human health. Like remember last night we were talking about dandelions and like I had some here, I picked some the other day, right? And that was.
Yeah, they're good. They're good for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I look at the herbal side of curing things, and I could do that one day. So like flat's one thing, and then it just becomes like a real fun roller coaster ride, right?
Right.
It's kind of shitty trying to do it without no job, right? You know, I mean, you go running the days where my
That's
dog
the
eats better
best.
than I,
That's the best time to do it, man.
right?
When you have no
You know,
job.
I mean, well,
I
it
think
is,
it's the
and it
best
isn't.
time,
I
man.
mean, I got certain
'Cause-
obligations that I kind of put on myself, right?
Like Astral said, man, he's like, he's never been happier, man. Because
Yeah, well, like I've never had a bad day since I woke up, right?
never.
I've been awake for
But
a long time, though.
Can I interrupt you there, guys, please?
Much love, brother.
Go ahead.
Like what I said, right? I'm in dire circumstances, right, with work and my life, and you know, no one understands me, that kind of thing. I mean, we all understand, right? We all understand. People on the outside do not, you know, because it's like, what, you believe in the flat Earth? Get a life, man. I mean, take a reality check or a reality pill or whatever, you know. Hey, listen, I don't need no pill. I really do not need a pill because reality, yeah, I am well awake. I'm well
Astral,
awake.
do you know what you're saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Everything's really, in a way, is really bad, but that your spirit is good. Your spirit has not been broken.
Exactly. You know, in a sense, Karen, yeah, I couldn't be at a lower point in my life, but yet I feel fulfilled in a sense because I know this is the right thing, you know. You understand what I mean? You can be the poorest man on earth, but yet have the most to give. And I'm in a sort of a situation where that's how I feel at the moment. I've nothing, but I've so much to give.
Look at it this way, right? You wouldn't sell yourself for any money. So I read this book. Would you sell yourself for $1 million pounds? The answer is no. So you're already a millionaire in worth.
Yeah. There was
That was beautifully said, Karen.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of scripture that says exactly the same thing like what you just said there, Karen.
And can I just say something without sort of being a bit rude here? But, you know, in a sense, we're the sperm that made it. Look how many sperm there were. So 1,000,000 to 1 again.
If ever anyone can get the book called Catch a Fire, written by, is it Timothy White, The Life of Bob Marley? Read that book because it's awesome. It's a biography of Bob Marley, you know. I think it's Timothy White. Catch a Fire, anyway, I think it's called. I've got it somewhere, I'm sure I have still. Yes, good book.
Well, I think we all caught a flat earth fire, man.
Yeah.
There's only, like Tommy said, man, there's only going to be a few of us that get it. I don't know, man.
It is a bit weird like that there was such a wake up like in 2016. I'm not saying that people weren't before and people afterwards, but 2016 was just this big wake up. But there doesn't seem to be, you know, like you've got to get rid of this ego. I can't explain it. I don't know whether women don't have, you know, maybe women are just as arrogant, but I don't know. I've been quite a selfless person in my life. And you just don't need that kind of ego. All that does is breeds isolation.
Yeah, I think we are, in general, people that are very selfish, you know, as a generalization. I'm not saying everyone, but generally, we are selfish people, you know, or selfish folk. We don't do things for others like 100%, you know, we don't do things for others 100% without thinking about what it is, you know, our own detriment or whatever, you know. Do you understand what I'm saying? We don't do things.
I get what you're saying, Astral. I really do, man. Do things for others because we want to do things for others.
Yeah, we don't do it out of love, pure selfless reasoning. We don't do it out of pure
selfless.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that works out that you've got to know who you are. Nothing is ever going to work unless you try and know who you are inside. It's never going to work otherwise.
Exactly, Karen. Exactly.
The rest fits in, and they don't want you to know.
We have to know who we are and where we are. We have to know where we are.
You know, in some ways, I can't help but think that we are all connected. We are all interlinked in some way. We must be connected. Who was I was listening to the other day talking about the mycelium, the swamp mushrooms in the ground, and how it has this like
I think that.
and
Who
this
was
network.
that?
I've also looked into that mushrooms years ago, and
Sure.
mushrooms actually, if you think about it, mushrooms are they're a mind of their own in a sense. And they say that when a tree falls in a forest, mushrooms know that that tree has died and fallen. They can go then and populate it and eat it or live on it, whatever it is. They know the tree fallen.
The largest organism on Earth is a mushroom.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
right.
The brain.
And it grows at night. At nighttime, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't grow during the day.
That's where,
which I find really amazing.
Yeah.
Grows in the dark. Grows in the dark. Yeah. That means there must be some kind of they call it photosynthesis during the day, but there must be some kind of moon synthesis as well that allows things to grow, because the moon is so amazing. I mean, I am a freak of the moon, man. I look at it every night if it's a clear night, and I've looked at it thousands and thousands of times, and I still am amazed by the moon.
Yeah, the moon is amazing.
It's amazing, man.
Also, think about the numbers. The numbers to do with the moon, right? A moon, it takes 27.3 days. What's that? Its little orbit that it does. 27.3 days, right?
It's the same cycle as a woman's menstrual cycle, correct?
Same. And also, a woman is pregnant for 273 days on average. These numbers.
We're born with 273 bones.
Right, there you go. These numbers.
There you go. How about that?
Nice one, man. I like it.
But hey, gentlemen, 1 second. Patricia wants to say something. Go, Patricia, go.
Go.
Right. On my marks, get set, go. Just going back to the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Back to the mushrooms. I read somewhere or heard somewhere something about, I mean, I don't 100% believe in the Bible per se, but there was just something that when you were saying about mushrooms, that they go in the dark. What's the first thing you see on a morning is the mushrooms, if you're looking for them, obviously. And it said somewhere in the Bible, or somebody told me, that these people that they needed to get the manna, and somebody was saying that the manna is actually the mushrooms because it's the first thing with the dew on. You know, the raindrops and that's what you're supposed to eat as soon as it comes up. So I don't know if there's something in that, you know, like health-wise, or giving us, you know, opening the third eye or whatever it is.
That's the Amanita muscaria mushroom.
Yeah, but there's different thoughts on this, what you call the manna, because I've also, my interpretation of manna, this is the fluid that runs up and down your spine, kundalini. That's what that is. That's what I interpret manna as anyway, you know. The manna from heaven, this is from your brain going down and up and down your spine. That's my own interpretation, but could be wrong.
The Roman Catholic Church is a mushroom
cult. What's that, Tommy?
The Roman Catholic Church is a mushroom cult. Right, and they even the popes even have their hats back in the day that were actually shaped like mushrooms, right? And if you want to check out the situation with that, there's John Allegro, his sacred mushroom, and that's John Allegro. He'll break down the entire mushroom cult that the Roman Catholic priesthood follows, and these guys get into really weird. Esoteric hallucinogenics and weird stuff, and that's where when Patricia was talking about the manna being the mushroom, that falls back into the Roman Catholic indoctrination of the mushroom cult. And it gets into the Christmas tree aspect and actually the Easter egg as well. If you actually check it out, John Allegro does a great presentation on the sacred cult of the mushroom, right? And the Roman Catholic Church is linked, totally involved with that. They've been involved with that since day one. And the Bible is basically your authorized King James Bible by the Roman Catholic Church. And I mean, the Ethiopian Bible has 80 books in it, where the Roman Catholic has 66. There's your 66 again.
Yeah.
And these are the guys that put us on the ball, living at 23.4 degree angles for your seasons, and that remainder of that is 66.6 again.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like I said, the Ethiopian Bible has 80 books in it, and then there's the Apocrypha. But I mean, the mushrooms, it's got a serious link to the whole game, right? And this, like even the biggest, like I said, the largest organism on the earth, this plane, right? I think it's as big as it's as big as a state or something like that, right? And the actual, because that's the root system is the size of almost the entire state.
Yeah, root system absolutely ginormous. They are.
And so I mean, and this is the actual largest living organism on this plane. Is this particular one plant, right? This one mushroom, right? And it's massive.
Wow.
Right? And then you got to take a look at the cancer aspect of things, because cancer is actually mycelium too, right? And that's why you want to treat you with chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery when you got, cancer, which is totally deadly to the person that is administered to it. But they don't want you to go in a route would be antifungal, right? Anyway, I'll use the floor.
Can I say something? I can't believe it. Do you know that we've been talking already for 3.5 hours?
I know. It's like crazy, Karen.
Do you believe that? 3.5 hours we've been talking.
No, I can't believe it. It feels like 1 minute. We've been talking for 1 minute.
It feels like about, I don't know.
Can I say something about the mushrooms, right? Don't you find it strange that mushrooms, you can eat them raw, you can cook them, you will not change their goodness. If you eat them raw, they're as good as if you cook them. And I just find it strange that a plant like that, or something that you can eat, fungus, that you can do that with it, And I don't know if there's any other plant that you can do that will, will it change? Yeah, for sure. But mushrooms, if you cook them, if you eat them raw, they do not change their constituency or their, what do you call it? Yeah,
Nutritional
value. Exactly, yeah.
I thought you can only eat so much of them because they are a kind of poison.
Isn't there I've grown with mushrooms on my front lawn, and everybody says, don't eat those, man. Those will kill you. I'm like, oh, shit.
So you had only 3. You ate only 3 or what?
Probably another. What's that?
He said you only ate 3, but I don't think he ate any of them. Astral.
I didn't eat any of them, no. Well, actually, I ate some. I think I ate some as a kid, but I don't know.
I'm actually very bad at walking through the forest and finding mushrooms, and I look at it, I think, yeah, why not? And I eat them, right? I know they're not clean, they've got bugs on them and all that kind of stuff. Some of them have got like larvae, maggots growing in the, you have these like lamelles, what they called, underneath them. I can't remember the name in English. These slots underneath, what they called in English. Take a mushroom hat and you can see underneath it, they've got these, what are they called? These like fan blades.
Yeah, they look like a fan blade from
yeah, but
like a jet
exactly,
engine.
Yeah. Well, in between them, I can't think of the word now, right? But in between them, sometimes you can find tiny maggots So you should really wash your mushrooms, shake them off, pat and tap them, whatever, you know. But yeah,
Wash your flattened mushrooms, man.
I'll tell you right, if you pick 3 mushrooms, get 3 mushrooms. I don't care what 3 they are. Get 3 mushrooms, take them home, put them on a piece of newspaper or a piece of white paper, right?
Right.
Within half an hour, you will be amazed at how many grubs fall off that flipping mushroom.
Oh, can I talk about grubs like that? Mine was a moth, right? Years ago, I was just taking like some salad from one of those salad bags, and I put it all on the plate, and I was just about to put it in my mouth when I actually looked at what I was just about to put in my mouth, and it was a dead moth.
Oh my.
Oh, I always check. Like, if I ever get a bag of salad, I always check. In fact, I just like buying bags of Rocket. Rocket's lovely.
Why buy bags of Rocket when you can go out and you can pick yourself masses of dandelion leaves? Do that.
Hey,
even better.
Speaking of dandelions, we should eat the roots of the dandelions raw. Is that correct,
Right.
Tommy?
We should eat the whole thing, yeah. Raw, cooked,
we should
whatever.
eat the whole thing. Should we eat the whole damn thing? Because on the television here in America, they want us all to kill the dandelions, man.
No, you can take the flowers and put the flowers in a jar of apple cider vinegar, right? Tap it off, and you've got like, it's goodness. You can make tea out of it.
Goodness, right?
You can make tea out of it. You can eat the leaves, wash the leaves. It's like salad, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit bitter, yeah, for sure. You get used to that stuff, though. And if it's good for you, hey, man, you'll soon get used to it. 3 weeks of eating that, it's not a problem.
I had this conversation with Tommy last night about, I'm driving down the road yesterday looking at all the vegetation. I mean, thousands of different kinds of vegetation. Thousands. From grass to palm trees to eucalyptus trees to, the list goes on and on. We have these trees here right now that are called jacarandas, and they produce these purple flowers. I was wondering how much of this stuff is actually edible.
Well, taste it.
I would imagine most of it's edible.
Can I just say something a little bit strange now? It might seem anyway.
They got us believing we should eat hamburgers and chicken and eggs and all this stuff. Yeah. But I'm looking around at all this vegetation and I'm thinking, man, I bet you most of this is actually edible.
Can I say something, Flat Earth Dude? When I'm out walking, if I see a leaf of it, it doesn't matter what tree it is, really. Basically, it does not matter. If I see a leaf and I think, oh, that looks kind of, I'll pinch it off, a small one, usually small ones, not big leaves, but small leaves anyway.
Right.
Small, size of a thumbnail, bigger, that size. I pinch them off and I'll eat it. And you know what? You can go around, you can taste as much of the leaves that you can find. And believe me, they taste fine.
They taste fine, right?
I've been doing this for flipping years, man. I'm eating grass and I'm eating leaves, I'm eating plants, I'm eating weeds, I'm eating, if it's growing, I'm eating it.
Exactly.
I'm testing and nothing so far has killed me. I'm still here.
Nothing's killed you, man. So I think that most of this stuff is edible, is my position at this point. But
if a goat
we got to keep experimenting.
Yeah, exactly. If a goat eats it or a sheep eats it, hey, it's edible. So why can't we eat it?
It's edible, man. And we got screwed into eating all this shit.
Only because we can buy it.
We have to buy it.
Exactly.
We could just go out and just pull some leaves off the tree and eat that.
Yeah.
There's your dinner.
You can eat your dandelion and you'll be very healthy. It's full of antioxidants.
Yeah, but there's some plants out there that are deadly too, guys. Right?
Well, we know that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's even certain mushrooms out there that can kill you. There's certain berries that can kill you, right? Certain animals can even eat some of these plants, and that's got to be deceiving, right? Because certain animals got certain stomach linings that can tolerate some of these poisons in some of these plants too, right?
I should actually also say, Tommy, that's true, that what you've said. There are a lot of plants that I'm aware of. I know if I eat this, it will either make me sick or put me in hospital or even kill me. So there's plenty that I'm aware of. But what I'm saying is,
Astral Soundwaves put in the chat room, if you eat a tree, you will pump out some massive logs.
Yeah, there you go.
That's flat and funny, man. That's flat and funny. So yeah, but I think most of it's edible. Is my theory. Again, it's just a theory, like gravity, you know.
You know, we can do it. We can do it like, you know, a day at a time, a step at a time. You know, a plant at a time. So, take for example, dandelions. We know about them. You can make wine out of them
all day long, right?
You can use it as salad, and they're so beneficial for you. I mean, it's like this is beautiful.
And that's the number one thing they want. That's the number one thing they want to kill is dandelions. I see like television commercials. You add this feed and weed, you know, kill your dandelions. Roundup,
yeah.
Fucking squirt that shit with the Roundup, you know. Kill the
but that's because it's a weed and it's in the way.
It's in the way. It's a weed, man. Don't let that shit grow to.
Then your Roundup ends up in your drinking water.
Yeah, but you know,
exactly.
Instead of using Roundup, you can get a spray bottle. You put vinegar in it and you put water in it, right? A mixture of half water, half vinegar, 1-1, and it will do exactly the same as Roundup does, but with less dire circumstances, you know. I mean, we're not going to be messing up our groundwater, are we, by spraying vinegar and water onto it? We're not going to damage it, but and this is like simple things that we can do. I mean, God damn it, man! How much does it cost? What does it cost for a liter of vinegar and a liter of water?
$2. It costs $2.
And I know Roundup is very expensive over here anyway, extremely.
Yeah, it's like $25, man, right?
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, many things we can do, man, and that's why we are on this channel, and to help each other figure this shit out, because it's hard, man. It's hard. It's so conditioned to the globe and the way things, you know, supposedly are supposed to work.
Imagine, right, in a few years' time, one of the presidents, one of the prime ministers, one of the, you know, rulers of whatever country they are so ruling over, even though it's all wrong, and I don't believe in that. But imagine one of these rulers is a flat earther, that they have a burning desire or burning, you know, they know, like we know, we're not living on a globe. So then you have a person in power who knows what we know. Where do they go from there? Would they tell the rest of their population or their people or whatever, or do they keep it quiet to themselves? What do they do?
It seems like they're keeping really quiet, because they're making a lot of money, and they're driving fancy cars, and they go on fancy trips, and they want to keep that kind of gravy train rolling, as they say, man. Hey, I'm gonna have to go here in like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think I need to go soon too.
I'm gonna go live on my Flat Earth Dude 3.0 channel. I'm gonna try to in a couple of hours, maybe around 3 hours. But You
Well,
guys are
it's been a really great chat. I just didn't realise how long
have been
going on.
amazing.
It's like gone so quickly.
It went by like a minute, man.
And why that was because we were here and now.
We're here and now. We're living in the moment.
Yeah.
We went to lunch with you. We've seen the horses with you. We've seen the fields with you and the trees with you. And yeah.
Exactly. And
we've given our love to Rich.
Yeah, I love Rich.
Shout out to Rich.
Love out to Rich, man. I hope he's listening. Maybe he's tuning in, but I'm so glad he's still with us.
Yeah,
me
too.
Sure.
Do you know what? I felt so bad because, you know, he is someone that I do message in between all the hangouts and stuff we had. And I'll tell you, over the months, he supported me so much when people were doing things around me. And he's such a nice guy. The emails he wrote me. And suddenly I'm going like, Rich, where are you? What's going on? Like, and then suddenly I've had a heart attack. I'm in a hospital bed. I'm just waiting for this procedure. You know, he needs the procedure. Otherwise it'll happen again. And I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
He must have been so worried when he wrote that. But anyway, it's a bit like I didn't see it for a few hours. And I had to go, oh, you must have had the procedure. Oh, I really hope so. I really hope it's all over for you. And he wrote back, he said, yeah, it's done now.
I want to say something about the medical system. With all of its flaws, all of its, I mean, we know about the medical system, like you said earlier. They want to kill most of the people, but one thing I know for sure is my wife has been diabetic for years. And without insulin, she would have been a long time ago. And there is something to the medical system that's really, really good, man. And the insulin that keeps my wife alive every single day. And I don't know who came up with that, or, you know, I don't know all the chemistry behind it, but it's absolutely, undoubtedly amazing that my wife can live into her, she's in her mid-50s now, because of insulin. If it wasn't for insulin, there's no doubt she would have been dead 40 years ago. And
well, even the basic thing like penicillin, you know,
Can I say something? I'm really glad that that's helped her, but we never know now because we seem to be experimenting on us. Don't forget, there was all these drugs they gave in the 70s, wasn't it? Thalidomide children came along. They've been experimenting on us forever. Don't forget polio injections, all of these things. So you'll never know whether, because of here, she's a diabetic anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Also, we're finding out nowadays, like what works, what doesn't work. You know, cures, natural cures that work. You know, that people have documented, and well, it's not that many because as soon as they start documenting and say, "Hey, look, I found a cure for this," suddenly they disappear. You know, surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
But, it's one of them, innit? You know.
Like Rick Simpson.
Yeah, exactly.
Rick Simpson oil. I'm sure you guys have heard of that.
Yeah.
He got kicked out, right?
That's the guy. You can go online and still find it. I think he's called Rick Simpson, Phoenix Tears. He's got a recipe and everything. He shows you how to do it. Yeah. If anyone's interested in
what's the other one? The Gleason method.
I don't
think
know
is
that.
the other one. Something like that.
There's many, and like Tommy said before, Dr. Sebi, you know, this guy, it's a shame he died because he was definitely onto something there. I mean, he cured a lot of people of a lot of ailments. So something was good that he was doing. Unfortunately, he's been taken out. His website's been corrupted, taken over by God knows who. People are just trying to make money on his name. So anything that you can find on him nowadays, take it with a grain of salt in a sense, because it could be a corrupted site you're looking at. I mean, I'm not saying all of them are, but just some.
Exactly. Rick Simpson, I heard him on an interview with, I think it was Higher Side Chats, Greg Carlwood. Yeah, he's like, hey, man, a lot of people have duplicated my website, and it might not be me. Don't trust it. You know, but he gives you all the formulas how to do it. And if you got cancer, man, he can cure it potentially with
I can't remember who said it. Oh, in the chat room. I'm really sorry. Here it was baking soda. Was it you, Tommy?
Yeah.
Can't remember now.
Yeah, the baking soda cures it too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Alkali.
Dandelions and baking soda, man.
There we go. Let's
And don't
change
forget,
the world.
don't forget,
Well, you got alkali your
don't
system,
forget to
right?
smoke a little weed, man.
And taking those sun rays. Taking those sun rays.
Get the sun, get the moon.
Astral.
Anyway,
Sun in your
listen,
eyes.
we could keep going on and on and on, right? You said you
We
wanted to
can
go.
keep. We
It's
should
only a
go,
pause till next time.
yeah. All right. It's only a
Yeah,
pause.
yeah.
It'll go by
Flat Earth
quickly.
you wanted to
I
go,
promise
didn't
you.
You said you
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
need
go.
to go. I'm filming a
Yeah, I
live
gotta take
stream
the dog
tonight.
out.
I gotta take a nap.
Well, can I just say thank you to everybody in the chat room? We had a few laughs
Thank
tonight.
you,
didn't we,
everybody
guys?
in the chat
Yes,
room.
thank you, everybody.
Sorry
We
I
had a
couldn't.
few good laughs today, and thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Astral. Thank you, Patricia, and thank you, Flat Earth Dude.
And thank
you, Karen.
And
Thank you, Astral,
Yes.
Tommy, Patricia.
And
Thank
before
you,
you
chat
actually
room.
go, Flat Earth Dude, do you want to put the name of your or a link to your new channel in the chat box so that people can now subscribe to number 3?
I'll drop it as we're done here. I'll drop on. It's Flat Earth Dude 3.0 is the
Third time lucky. Phew.
that's where hopefully I'll live stream from there tonight. Hopefully.
you know what they say?
I will-
3 is the magic number.
3.0. You know what? That's the one I've been waiting for, maybe, huh?
Oh, just very quickly. So, TP saying goodnight, Baron saying goodnight, Jack Dean saying
Baron.
Yeah,
goodnight,
thank you all. Much
Flo
love to everybody out there.
saying goodnight, Chris Lamb, goodnight, folks, and Lady Legs.
Yes, please. Thank you.
So
Hey,
big
everybody,
Flat
thank you.
Earth hugs, and that was a really great hangout, guys. And I'm
Yeah,
just
big-
very
It
sorry.
really
for you,
was.
Flat Earth Dude.
Big love.
Thank you
Big love
so
to
much,
everybody.
Karen.
Thank
Love you, big Flat Earth
And
Dude.
thanks for flat
Love you,
smacking.
Patricia.
Thank you, Patricia.
Yeah,
A
thank
Flat
you.
Earth Dude. Flat Earth Dude. Thank you for
Tommy.
flat smacking live.
Yeah,
Astral, you guys are amazing.
thank
you
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for coming on.
we're amazing together. We're amazing together. It only happens because
That's
we're
it.
together.
We're amazing. That's the
You know what?
synergy, man.
You're amazing. You're amazing. The chat room
Synergy.
is amazing. We're all amazing, and we're together.
You know what? I just want to
It's
say
synergy, man.
exactly. I just want to say thank you so much for today, because it's been. I know it's kind of. I talk to Karen practically every day, right? You know.
Right.
But today was kind of a little bit special because we were both aggrieved at what's been going on with Rich. So, and yeah, it's just been nice, you know, having a hangout in this sense, you know,
It's been beautiful, man.
without anything in particular to chat.
Yeah, and also for Flat Earth Dude, because it's horrible when your channel's taken away. It is, because that 90 days is forever at the time.
Yep. It's brutal. Thank you guys for everything. I can't thank you enough.
And it was great to go out to lunch with you anyway.
Yeah.
Well, we got to see the horses. You got to see the horses.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, with the beautiful
All right,
eyes.
you guys.
Anyway, thank you, and we will obviously.
Karen, who do you got tomorrow?
Martin Leakey, Flat Earth British tomorrow, talking
Oh!
about history.
Big time. I love Martin, man. He's my hero, man. I
Yeah, that'll
love
be
that
fun.
guy.
It'll be fun.
9 o'clock
It'll
UK
be
time.
fun.
If you're around, I'll send you the link, Flat Earth Dude.
I'll be around, man. I'll definitely be listening. I don't know if I'll jump on, but I'll definitely be listening in the chat. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys. I am so freaking out.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. No,
right.
flat
I'll
out.
be
Thank
live. I'll be live. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 hours. I'll do a little music thing. We'll do some video.
Put your
Tommy,
link
I don't know
in
what you're doing, but we'll hang out, man. I won't put the link in the chat. I promise.
No, put the link to your channel. Not the link to the Hangout.
I'll never do that again.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's okay.
We're all learning.
I love you guys.
Love you too, man.
Thank you very much. Are we all going to go together now? Tommy?
Yeah. Yes, please.
1, 2, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye. Love you
Bye,
all.
everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, chat room.
Thank you. Stay flat. Spread the word.
Once you go flat, you can never go back, Astral. You can't.
You can't. You just cannot.
Anyway, on that note, thank you to everybody, and good night or good afternoon, good morning from us.